Hello, YouTube. Hello, Twitch. Hello, TikTok. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Ooh, that's a good reminder to turn off my notifications. Thank you. Welcome in, everybody. So glad to see all my friends here. Hi, Ria. Hi, Toya. I love seeing all the friendly faces. Hello, hello. Hi, Thunder Mommy. Hi, Blaze. That was funny. Yes, you made it in time for the intro because it is now time for the Diavatalks Smackdown. Hi, OJM on YouTube. How are ya? Here we go. Get your dancing shoes on, friends. Here we go. She signs on every day at 4. Waiting for MAGA to enter the door. Whether this and that and a sheepish grin. Look out, MAGA, she's about to begin. She's got moxie, it runs through her soul. She's the queen of SmackDown, yeah, it's her role. She invites the MAGA to challenge a fight. Careful where you tread, cause she's got bite. Come see Diana, a crusader of truth. Her sassy one-liners carry more than one tooth. She's bold and she's strong, she's a force to see. Diana is the badass of SmackDown Queen. MAGA tries to argue, but they have no wit. Diana hit him with facts when they start talking shit. Your logic's a mess, your facts are weak. Go step aside, ooh, I've got truth to speak. She's got a heart of gold, but a force of steel. Don't ever talk over her, cause she'll make you squeal. From Twitter to TikTok, she's roaming the streets. Diana's got game, and she's hard to beat. See Diana, a crusader of truth. Her sassy one-liners carry more than one tooth. She's bold and she's strong, she's a force to see. Diana is the badass of SmackDown Queen. She's got a megaphone and a platform to preach. Running a show in the TikTok streets. Equality for all and respect for her crew. Come meet Sir Val and Gemma the Jewel. With maggots in the corner, looking kind of small as they stumble over word and begin the free fall. Diana delivers the end game stunner. She says, "Oh, look, we have a Diana, a crusader of truth. Her sassy one-liners carry more than one tooth. She's bold and she's strong. She's a force to see. Diana is the badass of SmackDown Queens." So raise up our glasses and give her a follow. Come see her make all the MAGA twits swallow. With her wit and her wisdom, she's got game. Diava's a legend, and we all know her name. Stop being so emotional. Yes. Thank you for the Diava Smackdown song. So if you voted for Donald Trump, hit that guest request button and come on up. I'm looking to talk to people that voted for Donald Trump. So if that's you, you should be hitting the guest request button. I'm going to bring up my backup account here. Make sure you guys are all following my backup account. For obvious reasons. So yeah, instead of impeaching all the judges for upholding the law, how about we just impeach the guy who keeps violating the law? Oh my God, what a concept. I mean, I know that's like so foreign to Trump supporters to like hold somebody responsible, but for real though, for real. Be so for real. Be so for real. All right, I'm going to bring up my backup count. No, my facts instead of fiction. I only do facts up in here. That's why I started this whole entire live series, was because there was so much misinformation and disinformation all over the place. You only get facts up in here. So if you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request button and come on up. Everybody else, follow my backup account. If you are in here and you voted for Donald Trump and you just keep on messaging in the comment section, and after you've been invited up, if you do not come up, you'll be muted. Trump supporters are supposed to be in the queue. Oh, I got to. Donnie, did you vote for Trump? Donnie? Donnie? Hello? Are you going to talk to me? Hello?
Yes, I'm
here. Okay. Did you vote for Donald Trump?
Yes, I did.
Okay. How old are you and what state did you vote in?
Ohio, and I'm 60.
Okay. Do you not agree with the background that if, they want to just impeach all these judges that are upholding the law, that he can't, like go against the Constitution? You think they should impeach all those judges? But how about you just impeach the guy who keeps violating the law?
Who's violating the law? They're not breaking the law.
Donald Trump is, when he did an executive order trying to do away with birthright citizenship, which is the 14th Amendment of our Constitution, and the federal judge told him you can't do that because you can't change the Constitution or take away a constitutional right with an executive order. So they told him no, and so he's filing and he's taking it all the way up to the Supreme Court because he wants to violate the 14th Amendment with an executive order. That's violating, and now he's saying that the judge should be impeached for going against him when he's just holding up the law.
Executive orders trump that, but let's let it go to the Supreme Court.
No.
These people were in here illegally.
Did you hold on? Hold on. That's not what we're talking about, ma'am. You're mixing everything up because you don't know how anything works. That's why you're mixing it up. Okay? Birthright citizenship, which means me and you, if we're both born here, we have birthright citizenship. We're U.S. citizens, right? Well, people who are born here are U.S. citizens. Do you not agree?
Correct.
Okay. Well, he's saying that if the parents were here illegally, then any kids that they have here are not U.S. citizens and wants to deport them all.
And I agree with that.
I thought you just said that people born here are U.S. citizens.
If they were here legally.
No. The children born here are U.S. citizens.
But their parents were.
The children are U.S. citizens. No.
That's why this needs to go to the Supreme Court.
Okay, are they citizens or not?
If their parents would have been legally.
It's not, has nothing to do with the parents. The child.
That's what.
The child. The child.
Needs to be decided.
The child. So you want the Supreme Court to override the Constitution too? Are you okay?
I want the Supreme Court.
Are you okay?
Court to decide what is legal and what is not.
The Constitution already did that. The Constitution says if you're born here on U.S. soil, you are a citizen of the United States. The Constitution's crystal fucking clear.
Well, but their parents. So what? They're going to deport the parents and leave the children here? Okay, let's do that.
Oh, I bet you consider yourself a Christian, don't you?
No.
I bet you do.
No, I don't.
Okay.
No, I would, if I was a Christian, I'd say so, but I'm not. No, I believe that
you're just nasty.
Of the laws.
You're just nasty.
Well, you don't have to agree. We can agree to disagree.
No, we're not disagreeing with the Constitution. And you say they should just rip the kids away from the parents. How about you just give away a pathway to citizenship for the parents that are already here and have been living here? You must be real fun at parties.
Oh, I am.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
That empathy for other people just oozes. Empathy just oozes out of your soul. I can feel it all the way from here.
Yeah, well, you know what? They should have came in the right way, right? They had how many years? How many
Oh,
years to get legal?
oh,
Yeah? Yeah, no.
oh.
No, you can
What
put it legally
humanitarian?
first.
What a humanitarian you are! You should be so proud.
I am, and I'm glad Donald Trump's my president.
No.
He's cleaning.
Oh, he's cleaning house. You voted. You don't care about the rule of law. Oh, we got us a runner. Bye. Just the inhumanity is absolutely fucking disgusting. You're right, Zionique. Hate is her religion. Yep, that's it. Hate is her religion. Disgusting. Disgusting. I'm only allowing Trump supporters up right now until 6 p.m. Eastern, and then I will let Harris voters up. So if you're in the queue and you're a friendly, please drop out. I am just looking to have conversations with Trump supporters for the next hour and 40 minutes. Thank you. Then I say Melania's got to go. Barron's got to go. Yeah, we can start with them. Elon's got to go. They all came illegally and then bought their citizenship. They had money. And the people that are paying the $5 million for this gold visa, oh my God, they could be the worst of the worst. And even Donald Trump himself said that even Vladimir Putin could buy himself a citizenship. Wouldn't that be fucking fantastic? Where he could actually come here and vote in our elections? Yeah. Yeah. That's some good vetting. That's some good vetting. Disgusting. Absolute filth. It's illegal. That's why it's being challenged, right? Exactly what? I'm like, it's a constitutional amendment. What the hell? Randy, did you vote for Trump?
Yes, I did.
How old are you and what state did you vote in?
54. Tampa Bay, Florida.
Is anyone else having a hard time hearing him, or is it just me?
54 in Tampa Bay, Florida. I just got off of work. I was just listening to what you were saying.
Okay. Did you want to add to that conversation, or what did you want to say?
That makes no sense. If the child was born here, they're a U.S. citizen. The lady did not know what she was talking about.
Well, that's what I said. She was confusing everything up. I'm like, that's because you don't know how anything works. And that's true.
Exactly.
But why did you vote for Trump?
Because I figured that he was the best candidate out there, and
By what metric?
by what metric?
Yeah.
The housing population,
The what?
the housing population, the human rights, stuff like that.
What?
What?
Did you just say human rights and Donald Trump in the same sentence?
The human rights, the housing, and the border situation. That's the reason why I voted for him.
Housing? You do understand he's the exact reason why housing is unaffordable right now, because he overturned the Dodd-Frank decision.
Hey, look here. The man is not perfect, okay?
No, you're not going to interrupt me to try to mansplain to me. Shut your pie hole. The whole reason why the housing market is the way it is because of reversal of the Dodd-Frank, where it made corporations and investment firms have to wait 30 to 60 days, sometimes up to 90 days to buy a single family home. They reserved that for people like me and you who needed homes. They would give us a 30 to 60 to 90 day start and wouldn't let corporations come in and buy them all up. Donald Trump reversed that. Oh, we have another runner. Shocking. We have a flash live goal from TikTok. They just popped this up. So if you want to support my live, I appreciate it. Thank you for those that are participating. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request button and come on up. He really said humanity and housing. Like, boy, what? Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Housing and humanity. I've got it. That had to have been a prank. It had to have been like pop. Ashton Kutcher is going to pop out some any minute now. There's no way that was real. There's just no way that was real. At least I hope so. I hope it wasn't real. I hope he was trolling me. How did you vote for Trump?
Yep.
Okay. How old are you and what state did you vote in?
I'm 19. I voted in Florida.
Okay. Did you want to add to the conversation? Did you want to respond to the background? What did you want to say?
Yeah, sure. I'm trying to understand what specifically the law is in your background. Oh no.
What do you mean? What law?
Yeah, I've not been here that long. I'm trying to understand what you're talking
Instead of impeaching all the judges that are upholding the law, how about you impeach the guy who's violating the law?
And this is in what context?
All of it. He's violating the Constitution, the First Amendment. He already violated the Second Amendment in his first term, but we're not talking about it this time. The Fourth Amendment, the Seventh, Ninth, and 14th Amendment. He's violating all of the constitutional amendments, like literally all of them. So which one do you want to start with?
We can start with the first one, the First Amendment.
Okay. Do you know how he's violated the First Amendment?
Nope. In what way?
And that's the problem. That's the problem.
No, I'm asking which one is he violating? Speech, religion, press, assembly, or petition?
Press.
Okay, in what way?
Not allowing AP News into the White House press pool because they refused to call the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America.
Well, if it's called the Gulf of America, I don't understand the problem.
Because they're an international agency, and they said that the other parts of the world don't call it the Gulf of Mexico. Only stupid Americans do. And so they're not going to call it that because they're an international news organization. So they're going to call it the Gulf of Mexico because that's where everyone else calls it.
Well, if you want to be in the White House media center, you're going to have to refer to it.
No, that's called a dictator.
They don't need to be in there.
No.
Then they don't need to be in there.
No.
They're the association.
Shut up. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Well, muting me doesn't really prove it.
I want you to shut your pie hole.
Typical liberal.
Oh, typical liberal. Like, oh my God, you typical liberal. Oh my God.
Are you going to converse or not?
Girl, you need to go get an education and let your frontal lobe finish developing before we have this conversation. Because this is ridiculous. Oh no, that's just science. That's just science. That's just science. That's just science. Science says your frontal lobe is not developed yet. I'm not being mean. That's just science. That's just science. That's just science. It's just science. It's just science. I'm not calling you names or saying anything. You can't. There's freedom of the press does not have a caveat. So you're wrong. Whether they call it the Gulf of Mexico or not should not prevent them from being able to cover the White House. That is a violation of the First Amendment. Whether you like it or not, it is just wrong. And then them saying that MSNBC should be taken off the air. CNN should be taken off the air. That's freedom. That's not freedom of the press. You can unmute. I don't know what you're doing.
So I can talk now. Okay, beautiful. So regarding to the access to the White House press room, right? Them not saying it's not violating their First Amendment right of freedom of press at all. It doesn't even make sense. The press
Wrong.
Can I finish?
No, you're wrong.
So if the White House were
to
press use a particular term of America, the press.
No. It's still a violation of the First Amendment, whether they say Gulf of Mexico or Gulf of America. No.
You're just muting me. You're not proving yourself.
No, I will not allow you to spew misinformation, disinformation, and utter bullshit on my live. No, I won't. Other people, this isn't a conversation with you lying. I will mute you when you're lying and spreading misinformation. That is not correct. You were just wrong.
It's not a First Amendment violation.
It is. I don't care if you. I don't care about your feelings. Don't matter. Okay, your feelings don't matter. Facts matter, and that is against free speech. He's also going against free speech on college campuses. They have arrested a gentleman who was protesting for the Palestine Israel-Palestine conflict. Okay, because he was pro-Palestine, because they were being G-sided. Okay, and so he's allowed to do that. We have freedom to protest. So him arresting this young man, calling him a part of a T group, is a massive violation of his free speech.
Right, so I'm going to go back to the White House because you deflected
No.
right there. While
No.
the First Amendment
No.
does guarantee
And
freedom of press,
I also told you no, which I know that Trump supporters don't believe in consent, but I said no. And I said no. And oh my God, you're just.
You know I'm going to say that.
No, I want you to shut the fuck up is what I want you to do.
So
you
what's
are
the
lying. Because you're lying.
I'm not lying.
You have no self-control.
What do
You
mean
just keep
self-control?
unmuting yourself when I'm in the middle of a conversation trying to explain to you. Shut up. Oh my God.
Okay, I could unmute and then you muted me.
Shut up. And goodbye. You're in a cult, ma'am. Come up here trying to tell me it's not a violation of the. I mean, what? What is wrong with you? "19. I have underwear older than her. I'm not going to sit there and be talked to by a fucking fetus telling me I'm wrong about the Constitution. Get the fuck out of here. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request button and come on up. Arresting protesters for exercising their freedom of speech is a violation. Not allowing the press into the White House press pool because they won't say Gulf of America instead of Gulf of Mexico is a suppression of freedom of the press. Your opinion on that doesn't matter. That's just a fact. I just got banned from TikTok. I'm appealing it. Oh my God. If not, I'll go up on my 2.0 account. This is just ridiculous. That's not bullying and harassing. That's holding their feet to the fire for what they're saying is wrong. So why TikTok keeps doing that? It just pisses me off. I'm like, I wasn't bullying her. Okay, my appeal was just approved. I'm going back live. Jesus Christ, man. I wasn't harassing and bullying anybody. That's why I won my appeal. That was record fast. Suck it. Nah. Fucking MAGA. That was the fastest appeal. That was the fastest appeal I've ever won. That was the fastest appeal I've ever won. Welcome back, everybody. That was fast. I know. That was the record fast I've ever made. I've ever won an appeal. But I didn't. I didn't. That's because I didn't do anything. Mag is so emotional. I won that appeal in record time. Everybody, if you wouldn't mind tapping me back up on the For You page, I really appreciate it. She got her feelings hurt. She got her feelings hurt. Right, I think she wanted to be the next Candace Owens, or as I like to call them, Clandis Owens. I don't know if she reported me, but that was the quickest appeal I've won. Somebody did, whether it was her. I blocked her, so that's why I blocked her before I said anything. So if you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request. Everybody else, just keep letting those hearts fly, letting those hearts fly. She probably did. She was 19 and immature. She probably did. She's the Timu Candace Owens. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request. Everybody else, let's see those hearts flying, hearts flying, hearts flying. I know I was looking for you, DJ Tony. I was looking for you. Exactly, Sandy. I'm glad I'm homeschooling my kids too on YouTube. Thank you. Yes. Because Florida's not going to. They already whitewashing history down here, so there's no way I'd send my kids to public school now. Right, Mrs. Freedom of Speech reported, no doubt. Exactly. Trump won. Yeah, we know. Duh. Okay. Nope, no thoughts on Parker and Dean. Zero thoughts. Not talking about any of that high school drama. I'm way too old for that. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request and come on up. I am going to bring up my backup account, but if you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request. You should not be in the comment section. You should be in the request box. Good tier, or God, oh, God tier. Okay.
Yeah. What's going on?
How old are you and what state did you vote in?
I'm 44 and I'm from Texas and I voted for Trump.
Okay. Did you want to respond to my background or what did you want to talk about?
Let's see. Instead of impeaching all the judges for upholding the law, impeach the guy who's I can't read that part.
Violating the law.
Oh, how's he violating the law?
How is he not? Okay. I guess we could start with the first one. That he tried to overturn the 14th Amendment of the Constitution, which is birthright citizenship, with an executive order, and the federal courts told him no. You can't do that. You can't change a constitutional amendment with an executive order. And they told him no. And so he's a whiny bitch. And so now he's trying to take it all the way to the Supreme Court, hoping that the Supreme Court will overturn the Constitution, which is very unlikely because that's dumb. Because it's actual constitutional amendment. They can't be turned over by the Supreme Court either. There's a process for changing amendments of the Constitution. And when he enacted the Aliens Enemies Act of 1798, which is only used during wartime, War of 1812, World War I, and World War II, after war had been declared. After war had been declared, they used the Enemies Act. he signed the Enemies Act and rounded up all these people that he said were part of a gang, with no due process, no proof. They've not been in front of a court of law. Do not interrupt me. Do not interrupt me. I said, I do not interrupt me. Do not interrupt me. Do not interrupt me. I don't allow men to speak over me, and it will not begin with you. And you're going to use TikTok appropriate language, or I'll boot you. There's certain words you can't say. Okay? You can say unalived. You can say things like that. America Together Democracy. Thank you so much for your $50 Venmo. I saw it came in right when I got clapped. And I didn't get to thank you, but since I got back immediately, I want to make sure that I thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your support.
Don't make me speak over you here, okay?
No, you will never. Don't worry.
So what else did he do?
Oh, I wasn't done with that one. I was done with that one. Oh, wait a minute, real quick. Hold on.
You just sound like.
Excuse me, I need you to hold on a moment. I said hold on. I know you guys don't understand about consent. I said hold on. Somebody in the comment section said that wasn't a real donation. I was making it up. Oh, you're so funny. They get so butthurt when people gift me. I don't know why. So what he did is a federal judge immediately said, no, you cannot do that. And if there's any planes in the air right now, they need to turn around and come bring those people back. Because what he did was against the law. And so now he's going after the judges, trying to impeach these judges that are telling him no. That's the problem. You can unmute your mic, man.
Oh, you're talking about the Obama and Biden judges. That's what you're talking.
No. Boasberg was appointed by George W. Bush. Yes, he was appointed by George W. Bush, and he was elevated in his position by Obama, but he was appointed originally by George W. Bush.
I don't know that.
I know you don't know, but I do, so I'm telling you. But you can fact check me.
You sound kind of liberal to me.
No, you can. No, I have facts, and I have data, and I have information. I have numbers. I have all of those things. Okay, so these are not my opinions. If it's my opinion, I will tell you this is my opinion. But if I tell you something, it's factual because I've already studied it. I've already read it. I've been debating every single day, 7 days a week since May of last year. I've only took 2 days off since May of last year. I have repeatedly researched and argued these topics. So you can go fact check me afterward. I encourage you to. Fact check me. But I've been telling everybody since May of last year, every single Trump supporter that I've been debating, if what I just told you is incorrect, come back tomorrow because I'm here every single day, 7 days a week. Come back tomorrow and bring evidence that what I said was incorrect, and I'll change my mind and apologize to you. And to this very day, not a single one has ever come back to try to tell me otherwise. Not one. Not once. Because I tell you a fact because I already know that it's a fact and I've already researched it.
Oh, okay. But are you a liberal? I'm just
asking. Liberal? Why do you make it that like it's a negative connotation? The reason why you have a 40-hour work week is because of liberals. The only reason why there's Family Medical Leave Act is because of liberals. The only reason why we have standards in this country is liberals. Because it ain't because Republicans have done anything.
So you're a liberal?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to clarify that. That's all.
I'm for humanity and for what's for the collective good of all people. If that makes me a liberal, so be it. Where'd he go? I brought this up just for him. He had 3 crosses in his bio. That's why I put this up here. I put this up just for him. Is it is it co-arm?
I love what you're doing. I'm sorry, but I love what you're doing.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate you. You have Social Security? Think a liberal. You have a 40-hour work week? Think a liberal. Barroster? I don't know. Did you vote for Trump? Yeah, unions. Thank Barrowstem. All right, I'm thinking that might have been a tapping error. I'll move on. Yeah, OSHA. Thanks, liberals. You have occupational safety hazards from work. Oh my God. Thank a liberal. Nick, how did you vote for Trump?
Yes, I did. Do you need my age?
How old are you? How old are you and what state did you vote in?
Yeah, so I'm 22 and I voted in Texas.
Okay.
Okay.
What did you want to add to the conversation, or did you?
Of course I did.
Okay, well.
So the judges that you were talking about, they're part. You know the term, the swamp.
Can you provide proof that they're part of the swamp?
No, well, the swamp.
Can you provide proof? Can you provide proof that they're part of the swamp that Donald Trump calls the swamp?
Yeah, so swamp just means just the bloated bureaucracy.
No, they're federal judges. No, you're wrong.
Well, they are.
No, you're wrong. They're judges. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. They're judges.
So you're gonna keep on saying I'm wrong?
You are. You're wrong.
I'm wrong?
Yes.
Well, I've done the research.
Oh,
what
yeah.
research have you done?
Okay. What's your research, Nick?
My research. Oh, and she muted my mic.
I didn't mute you. My hands are right here. It's my mods.
Oh, really?
Yes. I have 30 of them.
Oh, and she keeps on muting my mic.
I'm not muting you. Do you see my fucking hands? See? Oh my God, you got muted, not me.
Well, it's not fair.
It's not fair.
Let's never let.
Can we get baby bottles?
Never give like a space
Can we get
for
baby
freedom of
bottles?
speech.
Oh, you don't have freedom of speech on an app that you sign up for their terms of service. Boo. You don't know what freedom of speech is either.
So do you want me to explain to you the swamp? Alright. You're just gonna keep on like getting mad.
I literally am sitting here letting you talk, and you're sitting. Can I talk? Can I talk?
Yeah, because your mods keep on muting me.
They mute you. They mute you when you talk over me or you don't answer the question.
But I wasn't speaking over you.
Oh my God! Say what you're gonna fucking say.
So do you want me to?
No, I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't. It shouldn't take you like.
And she keeps on.
No, you shouldn't. Just talk. I've given you the green light to talk, and you're like, well, I just want to complain first and then say what I'm gonna. Just say what you're gonna say. Oh my God. What is it with these debate bros? Like, you won't let me talk. You won't let me talk.
These aren't debate bros. Diva, this is a group. This is a group that's running together to try to bring down lives.
Same thing with God. Same thing with God.
Oh, is he part of that too?
Yeah, that's why I dropped him when I did. He's a troll, and it's a whole group of trolls trying to bring down lives. They have nothing good to say. They do not know anything. They do not. All they want to do is come up here and just keep reproducing talking points and keywords and gaslighting. That's it. They have no intention of having a real conversation.
Oh, that true God. God tier, is that true?
Shocking. He dropped himself that time.
Oh my goodness. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request to come on up. Come on up. Is it Lori?
Yes, I'm a friendly. Can you unmute me? Someone muted me and I'm a friendly.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll take care of it, Lori. That happens sometimes. It's just friendly fire.
I got you. I got it. Thank you, Lori.
Love you.
Love you back. Thank you. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request button. I'm reported for violence. What is wrong with you?
Oh, they just write that shit down there. Just somebody kicked that, block that whole deal.
I already did. For violence?
That's a bot.
That's so silly. Should I put Trump back up here? All right. I put this up especially for that guy because he had like 3 crosses in his background.
I know. I saw what's going on. When I came up, I was like, oh, I've seen this before.
Let me move this up so it's not in the way. Oops, down a little. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request button. Come on up. Let's go. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request button. Come on. What are you watching?
I'm sorry. I didn't realize how loud it was.
It's okay. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request button and come on up. Everybody else, tap the screen. Oop. Forgot we're not doing that anymore. I do have my subscriptions on. If you want to subscribe, you get access to my cool stickers and priority in the box when it's time to bring up friendlies. And you also, I learned recently that you get notified every single time I go live because sometimes TikTok has not been sending out those notifications, but if you're a subscriber, they do. So that's kind of cool. Oh, there we go. I got my square back. I like the circle better, but that's okay. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request button and come on up. Otherwise, I have my live gift goal. I got my Cash App and Venmo. If you want to help support my live, I'll change the banner here to my Cash App and Venmo name. Just Diavatalks, just like my name. Just like the town halls, they aren't showing up, right? I am looking for Trump voters and Trump voters only. If you voted for Trump, come on up. Did you hear Tom Homan is kind of backtracking now? He's like, we'll follow the court's orders.
Oh yeah, it's coming to a head. I mean,
yeah. He was like, but last weekend we're gonna keep going. We don't give a shit what they say. Blah 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 blah. Now he's like, yeah, we'll follow court orders. I'm like,
yeah, there's real laws here.
Now they suddenly are like, we'll follow the judge's directions. Yeah, sure. I still think that they are gonna try to push it.
Oh yeah, they're going to push all the limits they can, and then try to push it as far as they can. And but they've already crossed lines. Is the problem? It's one thing to push it when the judge says done, you're done.
Correct. Of course, Trump is throwing Marco Rubio under the bus because that's why he appointed people that were incompetent for those jobs, so that when they failed and were incompetent,
Rubio should have known better.
yep.
We've watched this play.
Yeah, right. That way he, if they, crash and burn. I did Orbitus. I did hear the JD Vance leak audio. I did hear that. He's not happy with Elon Musk.
I didn't call it or anything.
He's not happy. He's like, I was elected. He wasn't elected.
I haven't said this was going to happen for 3 months or anything.
JD Vance is like, what about me?
I knew this was coming.
Yeah. I don't have the audio, so I can't play it. I just saw the audio and I didn't download it.
It's audio of JD Vance. People keep asking what audio is. Audio of JD Vance talking to a couple other people, I guess, in his orbit about how Elon Musk is making him look bad.
He's like, he's not elected. I was elected. He's not even from here, basically.
He goes on and on and on and on. He is really frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
And to a point, I kind of get it, but I knew this was going to happen.
Rightfully so, yeah.
Yeah, I knew there was going to come a point that corporate greed and religious power were going to cross paths, and there was going to be a fight, and here it is. I knew it was coming.
I agree. We knew. I mean, you've got a bunch of egos, and you've got the religious right wants to. Lee Hodge, is Soros paying you? Maybe. Why do you want a piece of the pie? Why do they think George Soros pays everybody? It's just so ridiculous. It's so dumb. It's just so dumb. We know Elon Musk is paying people in Wisconsin to try to get the Supreme Court vote. We know Elon Musk paid people to get Trump elected, but George Soros hasn't paid any of us. But if you know where I can sign up to get some of the Soros money, I absolutely, positively would sign up. Sign up. Because I do this every day for free. And I just get the donations that my awesome followers give to me. And that's it. So if you talk to him, I need a deal. And I need a raise with that deal. Like I need a good chunk. So if you have the ear of Soros, please put in a good word for me. They are so jealous. I know, Michelle. Chuck, did you vote for Trump?
No, I didn't vote in this last election.
If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request button. Oh, Rick, you just cashed your Soros check. You'll share it with me. Thank you. Thank you.
I'll expect my penny.
Like they say it's like such a I don't know. They say it was like it's such a like George Soros just goes around and pays every Democrat. I mean, it's just so dumb. I mean, does what's his face? Does Musk pay every single Trump supporter to come up on these panels and talk and stand for Trump? No. George Soros doesn't pay us either. You guys are so dumb. Janine, thank you for the $5 Venmo from George Soros. Oh my God. I just got a violation. I got to start over.
Oh no, what for?
Civic.
A civic violation?
Yes. Jesus fucking Christ. All right, guys. I got to restart. I'll be right back. So dumb.
Well, I guess this is how the Civil War.
All right. Had to restart. Got a stupid warning. Hi, everybody on YouTube and Twitch. Thank you for being here. They are so emotional. Goodness gracious. If you guys could keep, make sure we get back up on that For You page. I see the hearts flying already. Thank you so much. I'm sorry. Hopefully third time's a charm. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's so silly. So silly. This was a restart because I got a violation. Still dumb too. Okay, thank you. I don't know. Judges have no jurisdiction in other countries. Are we in other countries? Are we in other countries? PJ, are we in other countries? Or are we in the United States of America? Oh, that's right. That's right. We're in our country. And they are subject to judges because we have what are they called? Co-equal branches of government. I know, shocking. Shocking. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request button and come on up. Make sure you're following my backup for obvious reasons. Make sure you're following my backup. It's on the screen right now. Everybody that's in here, follow my backup. Everybody else, let's see those hearts flying, hearts flying, hearts flying, hearts flying. We won't hit the For You page until we get between like 10 and 20. So just keep on going. Let's keep on making those hearts fly, making those hearts fly. Hi, everybody on YouTube and Twitch. Thank you for being here. That's funny, Andy. If you voted for Trump, you're going to hit the guest request button and come on up. Problem is, he was found innocent. What? Raymond, come up and explain what he was innocent of. I'm very curious what you mean by that. What do you mean by that? He was innocent. Federal judges do not have jurisdiction as other countries. Right. And we're in the United States of America. He told them to turn the planes around even if they were midair. So those were United States Airlines. Duh. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request button and come on up. I am looking at talk to Trump supporters. You have an hour. It doesn't matter if they're over international waters. It had people. It had citizens on board. It had our wards of the state, if you want to call it, if they were in ICE detention. They were in the custody of the United States. Doesn't matter if they're over international waters. They're stupid. That's the problem. Just don't know how anything works. That's why you say dumb things. Because you don't know how anything works. If you've been invited to come up and you do not come up and you keep chirping in the comment section, you're going to be muted because the box is for Trump supporters. The chat is for Kamala supporters because they're not allowed in the box right now. You guys are the only ones that are allowed to use your voice right now. They have to use the comment section because that's the only thing they can do. So if you guys, again, the judges can't control the executive branch. The House can. Ducky, please tell me you're joking. Please, or you got to request up. You can't possibly, y'all can't, you just can't be that dumb. I'm sorry. There's got to be something missing. Just tell me you don't know how the government works without telling us that you don't know how the government works. It's easier, it's quicker. Like, seriously. PJ, did you vote for Trump?
Yes.
How old are you, and what state did you vote in?
I'm 40 from the great state of Wisconsin.
Okay. So you're the one who's saying that they have no jurisdiction, right?
No, wait. So
No, that's what you said in the comment section. Right?
when the judge ordered those airplanes to turn around, they were already over a different country. They can't. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
They didn't turn around, did they?
Matter, sir.
Right. They violated the judge's order. That's the problem.
So the
What
federal
was
judge.
that plane, sir? What was that plane?
So the plane.
What was that plane?
What are you talking about? It's a fucking airplane. What? It's
What was
size,
the
right?
specific kind of airplane, sir?
I don't know. Do you know what kind of airplane it was? What
Yes,
does it
I
matter?
do.
What does it matter?
Because it's a military plane, sir.
Yeah.
Military planes are under the subject control of the U.S. government. U.S.
Not
government.
under control of
Hold on,
the
sir.
federal
The
judge.
U.S. government consists of 3 co-equal branches of government.
Yeah.
The executive branch makes the rules. So
No, they don't.
So who? You're not understanding there.
No, we completely understand. You're the one who doesn't understand what the branches of government are responsible for, clearly.
There was 238 people on there that were criminals. Why is
They
it
weren't criminals, sir.
They weren't proven, they had no due process.
Any of that.
I guess Truth Social's a liar then.
Yes.
It is. But there is zero proof, and that's why the judge turned it around, sir, because to be a criminal in this country, you have to go through the legal system.
No, you don't.
It is called, yes, you do. And it is
As a
called.
legal immigrant, you go
Yes,
back.
you do.
If Obama
Yes,
did
you
this,
do.
Bush did
Yes,
this,
you do, sir. And several people on that plane we already know were actually legal immigrants.
And
So,
the professional soccer player that had a soccer ball tattoo, what they said was a gang tattoo, he was a professional soccer player who the Maduro regime was torturing. And so he fled to the United States for asylum. His asylum hearing was April 17th of next month. He's been waiting for this asylum hearing. He had nothing to do with it. He's already been vetted. He was all the way to the court. It's all the way to the court time. They know who he is. They know everything about him. They've already done their stuff. Or he wouldn't have been waiting this long for an asylum hearing.
but before we get too far, let's have a little lesson in how government works, sir. What is the legislative branch responsible for, sir? Do you know? If you don't know, say you don't know.
I think somebody muted him. Hold on, let me check. I have my glasses off. Oh, there we go.
What does that have to do with the court?
Sir, it's very important because your conversation is based on not how the government actually works. You
Exactly.
made the mistake and said that the executive branch creates policy and laws. They do not. What is the legislative branch do, sir?
That is something to do with it. You're saying that it's
Sir,
It has everything to do with it. Please answer the question.
rent an airplane, go back there and pick them criminals up.
No, No, no. You're not engaging in the conversation. You're just coming up here to say whatever you want to spew out as fast as you can get it. Can you please interact with the conversation and answer the question? Don't run away. Are you running away? Are you running away? Are you running away?
He's actually reporting drunk.
Reporting for what?
Because he doesn't like the conversation.
Like, we're trying to educate you and you will not respond. The judge, the pain was ever wonder. Like, you're not responding.
PJ, since you don't know the answer to the question, the legislative branch creates laws. The executive branch enforces laws. And the judicial branch
Interprets the
those
laws.
laws to be sure they're constitutional. That is why it's referred to as the three co-equal branches of government. Neither one has power over the other.
Nuh-uh. For him to say, "Are you saying true social lies?"
That was amazing.
Yes, every day. Hey, why did?
There is no social media app, and I'm going to be perfectly honest here. There is not a single social media app that tells more truth than lies. They all lie more than truth. Every one.
What, Val? You mean true social lies? What? Oh my God. SP, I hope you're here. I just saw your $2 Cash App that came through for the troll. He said drop his ass. I am so sorry it didn't come in sooner, but we've had a couple restarts. So I hope you're here.
And I'm going to tell you all right now, if you're in the box, you go mute, you go coffee cup, and you don't come right back, you're gone.
If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request button and come on up. We are looking for Trump supporters, Trump voters that voted for Donald Trump. And maybe you should come up here and tell us why he shouldn't be impeached. I mean, so if you voted for Donald Trump, we'll request up. Hit the guest request button and go. I just love how all of a sudden they're like, the president doesn't have to listen to the court. Well, then Joe Biden should have said fuck you and did the student loans anyway, right? I mean, that's what they're saying.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. It's good.
I mean,
funny part about this is everything being said, and then but the Chief Justice has already said, he's already put his thing on this.
Yes, he has.
He's already said, point blank, you cannot overturn the executive. You cannot overturn the judicial branch. You got to pay attention to the judges.
Yeah, the Chief Justice. So if it goes to the Supreme Court, that's what he thinks, that he's got the Supreme Court, right? Like he thinks he's got them on lock. And he probably did for some of his religious stuff that he wanted, like the Roe v. Wade and, any of the religious stuff. But they're not going to go against the Constitution. I'm just saying. They're not going to go against the Constitution. Eddie, did you vote for Trump?
Yeah.
How old are you and what state did you vote in?
28, California.
Do you want to respond to the background, or what did you want to talk about?
I mean, specifically, I want to talk about Ukraine and Russia. What do you think about that?
That's not what we're talking about today.
Oh, okay. So you asked me a question.
Instead of impeaching all the judges for upholding the law, why don't we impeach the guy who keeps violating the law?
Okay. Yeah, you asked me a question, but okay, cool. Okay, so
go start your own live and talk about Ukraine until the cows come home.
There's really nothing to talk about with Ukraine.
No.
Trump is wrong. Trump is wrong. The rest of the world is right. That's really it.
Exactly.
So,
how is
Butterfly, thank you for subscribing.
That's the end of the conversation.
We don't have to.
We don't have to. I've had this argument for 3 years.
Exactly. I'm tired of talking about it.
And no Trump supporter, not a single one, has been able to overcome the realities of truth, the treaties, or everything that's been put in place, or what both Republicans and Democrats have done for Ukraine, because we all know that it actually benefits the U.S. So, and we don't want to start WW3 by pulling out of NATO. That's that simple, sir. I don't care what you have to say about. I don't care what you have to say about the situation. It is volatile, and we have a person in office that does not understand it. Period.
Okay. So you guys want to talk about impeachment? Okay, cool. Okay, so when they impeached Trump twice,
Yes.
what happened?
The Republicans had. I will tell you. Shut up, and I'll tell you. The Republicans had the majority in the Senate, so they voted not to remove him. Thank you, Spider, for subscribing. And Mitch McConnell himself said, we'll let the courts deal with it after he's out of office. Well, the courts tried to, but then, he kept dragging his feet and, kept doing all this stuff, and he never went to trial because he kept asking for delays, and then he won the nomination, so then they just didn't prosecute him. But he wasn't removed because the Republicans had the majority in the Senate. That's why. I mean, it's really that cheap. It's really that simple.
Okay, so you guys want to impeach him while he has the majority in the House and Senate. That makes no fucking sense.
That'll end at the beginning of next month, sir.
Correct. And it would make sense if we go ahead and start an impeachment inquiry, because what it will do is slow him down from doing all this crazy illegal shit he's doing, because he'll be under investigation, and he'll have to, it'll slow him down. He's already been impeached twice. Maybe he can make history and make it 3 times. Yay.
When? Are you talking about 2 years from now?
No.
Okay, cool.
It will not take 2 years to get this man impeached.
Nope.
No. I'm talking about the House taking. If you guys are smart enough to take over the House.
Well, sir.
That'll happen in April.
Yeah. 2 years from now, right?
No.
April next month.
Like 3 weeks.
April next month.
April of this year, next month in 2020, in the year of your Lord 2025, April of this year is when we have a chance to take back the House.
Okay.
And if we get it, he's gone. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so like talking about April. So April 5th, you know what that day is?
I know it's a protest day, but that's not what we're talking about.
We're talking about TikTok being shut down.
I don't care.
Yeah.
That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the special elections. You don't even know that there's special election, which tells me how much you know about politics.
You don't even know what TikTok is going to be shut down.
Of course I do. Of course I do.
April 5th.
No shit.
Be ready.
No shit.
Be ready.
I don't care. I'm actually streaming on YouTube and Twitch right now simultaneously. I don't care. And all of my followers follow me wherever I go. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah, hold on a second. Don't let him spin us out into this.
This is stupid.
Hold on, sir. First off, are you up here to actually have a legitimate conversation about the issues and policies in this country today that are actually hurting the American people? Or do you want to come up here and act like you want to act like you've got some kind of gotcha moment when you have nothing?
The TikTok's going away. So what? That's not what we're talking about.
I was talking about April, okay?
And we were talking about the special elections.
Special elections. Do you not know about that?
Yeah. So that's a common thing to go subject, okay?
How old are you?
Yes, sir.
28.
What state do you live in?
California.
Where are you from originally?
What do you mean? Is that a racist comment?
No, I'm asking you a question.
Is that a racist comment?
No, I'm asking you a question.
I'm from California. I was born here.
Okay, that's all you had to say.
Okay.
Okay, what time is it in California right now?
2:20 p.m.
Okay.
It seems kind of racist.
No, it's not racist to ask you if you're from here. It is not. Sorry. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. I do not know what's happening. Okay. All right.
No, I hit the wrong button.
Okay. I was like, what is happening?
That's another one of these groups. They're just trying to put keywords out there that pick up TikTok language.
Okay. Big Tex. You gonna talk this time? Big Tex. He's in my live every day and he refuses to come up, and that was an accident. He didn't mean to come up.
Are we actually going to hear from
I know. I was like, he's here every day. He's here every day. I was like, oh, he's actually going to come up. Oh, how cute. No, wrong. Wrong. Raymond, did you vote for Trump?
Yes, I did. Thanks.
How old are you and what state did you vote in?
60 in Michigan.
Oh, real quick. I'm so sorry. This just came through. Cheryl, thank you for the $2 cash. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Sorry. Thank you for the $2 cash app. Oh, she wants to do a $2 challenge for everyone that hates Trump. So she's challenging anybody in here who hates Donald Trump that wants to support my life. Send $2 to my Cash App or Venmo for the $2 challenge. Thank you, Cheryl. That's funny. Okay, Raymond, did you want to add to the conversation or did you want to respond to the background?
No, you know what? I think illegal. People with criminal.
There's no such thing as illegal.
There's no such thing as illegal humans. Yes.
If they're illegal, I think they should go back.
There's no such thing as illegal.
Is Donald Trump? Hold on. Is Donald Trump illegal? Is Donald Trump illegal?
I don't think he is.
He's a criminal.
I know. So I'm saying maybe the process is not right, and they're gonna have to fix that. I don't know if that was the.
Oh, hold on. Let me think about that.
You mean like the bipartisan border bill that we put up?
People have to go, but the process has to be right. So that's what I'll figure out.
Let me see if there might have been something that would have been able to do that for the first time in over 50 years.
Yes. What was that called, Val?
Oh yeah, that was called the bipartisan border bill written by Langford.
Yeah,
Yes.
7 Democrats didn't go for it, by the way.
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
Hold on a minute.
No.
There was a big argument on this online too, and
And they would
when you deep down, there was some Democrats that didn't vote for it.
Yeah, but it didn't pass because Donald Trump told them he would primary anybody who voted for it.
passed because of Republicans.
Plus, it never got even to the point to pass. That's the
Because yes, it did.
Yes, it did. Yes, it
No, I don't think it did.
Yes, it did, sir. Go look up the Senate version.
But what I wanted to get to the impeaching part. What could they impeach him for right now? That's the thing.
A lot.
Violating the Constitution, violating judges' orders.
Yeah.
Trying to hold money from North Carolina, withholding federal money to North Carolina, trying to hold federal money
From Maine.
Okay, yeah, there's a lot, sir. Actually, a matter of fact, there would be no president before Donald Trump in 2016. No president would have survived one of those.
Nope.
Not one.
It's extortion.
Hey, did you see him yesterday pull up into the NCAA wrestling tournament?
Nobody gives a shit. Nobody.
Who cares?
Another event that we have to pay for.
He's got a little support.
He has support, sir.
He has our taxpayer money that he's running around to all these events on. Nobody gives a shit. That's where you could cut some of the waste in our government, would be not to pay $20 million for him to go to the Super Bowl, and then the next weekend go to the Daytona 500 costing $10 million, going golfing 15 times since he's been president at $3 million a pop, and then sending him to this wrestling event. Nobody gives a shit.
Sit in the White House 24/7.
He should work.
I think he works a lot.
No, he doesn't.
He's doing pressers. He's he's talking to the.
Oh my God. Oh my God. An attention whore getting attention. Oh my God. That's got to be so difficult for him.
Transparent.
Sir, he hasn't been transparent about a thing. Sir, what were his promises? What was he going to do?
I think he's doing everything he said he was going to do, and he's working on lower prices too.
No, he's not. Sir.
Nope.
Hey, Michigan gas, $2.87.
Okay, Raymond, dude, Raymond.
Go ahead.
Chill out, dude. Just
All right,
calm
good.
down.
No. I don't like idiots. Okay?
Just
Can you
stop.
hear me correctly. Hold on, sir. First off,
You ain't the smartest.
groceries are up
You ain't
30%.
that smart.
Hold on, sir. Groceries are up 30%. The GDP is down. Our stock market is down. Our unemployment is up. Inflation is up. Insurance is up. Housing is up. Again, sir, what did he do? Which one of his promises did he keep?
Thank you, Rick. You're unmuted. We can hear you breathing.
The stock market year to date, Val, what's it down?
It's down. I think it's down almost 1,200 points.
No, if you look year to date, it's down 500 points right now. Okay, so all those
That's
losses
untrue.
over there.
That's false.
That's not true.
That's false. I know that's
Year to
false.
date. No, go
I
look it up.
know that's false.
Okay.
But you got plastic straws and no more pennies. Oh my God. Like, he's like, day one, I'm going to lower grocery prices. Your electricity is going to be in half because of the energy. Yeah. Housing is going to be cheaper. You're not going to be paying so much for everything. Day one. What you got was you got plastic straws. You got us not minting pennies anymore. You got a Gulf of America again, I guess. You didn't get anything he campaigned on. Nothing. He's not even doing the mass deportations like he said he was going to do. Thankfully, but he's actually doing catch and release. He's actually doing catch and release.
He's not sending back.
He's doing catch and release. He's not doing what he said he would do anyway because he's doing catch and release.
Sure. How many people did he say he would deport?
11 million, 20 million.
Okay, he was probably over talking on a lot of these points, but you have to win an election. You have to win an election.
This guy's so delusional.
Oh, wait.
No, sir.
Utter delusion.
Vice President Harris wasn't.
No, sir. What should win an election? She wasn't. What, sir? What should win? No, matter of fact, sir, hold on. Let me tell you how good Harris was, and how good Hillary Clinton was.
And they're right about everything. Every goddamn thing.
They said would happen under this man's presidency has. Everything.
7 swing states. Come on. There wasn't a county.
No one. Shut up. He won by the smallest margin of any presidential run in 100 years. 100 years. The smallest margin. I don't care. I don't care about individual counties. He lost by the bit. Shut the fuck up. I just said he lost. I mean, he won by like 1.2, 1.5%, which is the smallest margin of any presidential run in 100 years. It's not that it was this landslide. It doesn't matter.
Sir, matters. He's president. No, sir.
Oh my God, they're so
He didn't even win the
fucking
popular
stupid.
vote. The first president in American history that did not win the popular vote.
Yeah, it was very split. I mean, he just came out on top.
Right. With 30% of the total electorate.
Well, you got to count all the kids in there too that don't vote.
No, that's not counting. That he just said electorate. He didn't say a population, didn't he?
I don't even know how many people are allowed to vote right now in our country.
250 million.
What is it, 250, Val?
Yes.
And only half the people voted. And he got not even half. And he didn't even get 50% of the people that voted.
No, that is the number. It's actually 252 million.
And look, obviously they're not going to be able to keep running those planes that way if the judge said no. He's testing the waters too, right?
You can't test the waters, sir. That's what you do not get.
He can't do that.
Well, he did it. So now we move on.
No, we're not.
Impeach his ass.
No, we're going to impeach his ass.
That's where I draw the line, sir. The Constitution is the line. Okay? And if it's not the line for you, move to another damn country.
Raymond, I have a proposal for you that I bet you can't beat.
Yeah, you'll send me to Cuba.
No. I will buy you I will send you to Russia, all expenses paid. And my son offered yesterday to upgrade whoever goes. He'll upgrade you to a first class ticket. One way. If you like the authoritarian rule, you don't like the three branches of government, keeping everything in check and upholding our Constitution, then you can go live in a dictatorship. But we here in America, we don't want it, and we're going to rise up and fight it, and we're going to impeach the motherfucker.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the way to go, because you've done that.
That is the way to go.
Oh, no, we will.
Sir, like I told you in the beginning of this conversation, there would not be. Reagan wouldn't have survived this.
Bush wouldn't have survived it.
Clinton wouldn't have survived this. George W. wouldn't have survived this. And Barack Obama damn sure wouldn't have survived.
Well, they're going to have to have more than what you say, Val, because if the Democrats start to impeach again, it's going to go wrong, just like the other two.
Oh,
his ass is gone.
He's gone.
No, we cannot do this.
Bye. No fascists. We have no dictators in this country. Bye-bye.
This does not work.
Nope.
Sir, y'all the people that said Project 2025 didn't exist, and guess what? They're going exactly by Project 2025.
By the book.
Okay.
This time is different, Raymond. This is not like his first term where he didn't know what the hell he was doing. Okay. He had a playbook written for him, and he's following it along with the 1930s Germany playbook quite spectacularly and quite in line with the way that Hitler did it. And we're not going to have that shit. That's the American people. Well, the American people. The American people. And they've lost every case.
What I'm trying to say is, they're not going to advise him into an impeachable situation.
They already have.
Yeah, but he's towing the line.
Nope. Oh my God. The delusion. I can't do it.
Already have.
I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do the utter delusion. I can't do.
Sir, he's already said that he is not going to send the money to North Carolina because he did not like in one of the cities a town hall that they had.
In Maine, he won't send any federal funding to Maine if the governor doesn't properly apologize.
To him. Those are both impeachable offenses, sir.
Disgusting.
Because these are appropriated funds from the Congress. He's gone after the First Amendment by kicking out the AP. I want to make sure you understand something, sir. The Associated Press is one of the last and most respected news organizations in this country that do real news. And they're worldwide respected. Kicked them out because they wrote an article about what he was doing. He didn't like it. So they won't let him back into the White House for briefings. That is against the First Amendment. You do not understand what's going on. Since he's been out of office, he's gone after Article 1, Article 2, Article 3, the First Amendment, the Second Amendment, the Third Amendment, the Fifth Amendment, the Seventh Amendment, the Ninth Amendment, and the 14th.
Well, if this is what you say about it, what's going to happen, I think, is they're going to have to
go.
He's got to go.
They're going to have to get
Republicans' time. And, sir, you're seeing it because you're an anomaly right now. What you're seeing in these town halls around the country, what we just saw in South Lake, Texas, sir, and if you don't know the history of South Lake, Texas, you better damn well start paying attention. Okay? When you have a place like South Lake, Texas, that is almost 80% Republican,
I mean, he's polling on the about 48% approval.
No, he is not.
Yes, he is. That's
No,
not
he
bad.
is not, sir.
Depends where you look.
His approval rating is 44%, the lowest approval rating of any president before 100 days. Of any.
Well, how long has he been in? 2 months, right?
Before 100 days. Did you not hear me?
Shut up. I can't take him right now. Just let me do some thank yous because this man's grinding my gears. The utter delusion is what I can't handle. Gracious, thank you for that. Rick C, thank you for the $2 challenge. I hate Trump. Thank you, Robert. Thank you for the $10 for 5 times the $2 challenge. Thank you, Gregory. Thank you for the $2 challenge. Pamela, thank you for the $2. Hate that bitch. Electric Gauchard, thank you for the $2 for the hate Trump $2 challenge. Deborah Jones, thank you for the $2 for the hate Trump challenge. This is making my life. Marsha, thank you for the $6. 2 each for loathing Trump, Musk, and Vance. Isn't that right? Candace, thank you for the $5 for the one-way ticket to Russia fund. LOL. Sandy, thank you for the $40. Here's my $2 and 38 more for the people that can't send you the $2 that hate Trump. Oh, that was so kind of you. Thank you.
And thank all of y'all for the $2, Tara. Thank you for the Venmo. And then everybody else that sent me the $2. It's harder for me to go back and read it.
I know, because you have to go off app. Kathleen, thank you for the $2. Susan, thank you for the $5. Hate him with the fire of 1,000 suns. Same. Janine, thank you for the $2 for the $2 challenge. I really appreciate you guys, all of you supporting me in this way by I hate Trump fund. Thank you.
Okay, back to what we're talking about, sir. And since you want to try to overtalk, let me explain something.
I haven't overtalked once, really.
Yes, you have. Like you just did right then. So let me explain South Lake. This is 80%. 80% Republican voters.
And a lot of them are rather racist, I'm just going to say.
Yeah, and in one of the most affluent communities in this country.
Yes.
So when they pack a room with almost 800 people and their congressman doesn't show up because she's scared about what she gets, and they get so mad at her, they put signs and pictures of her face in front of them because they knew she wasn't going to show up for what she's about to say, and then they come out and say the quiet part out loud. When they tell their congressman, you better remove him or we're going to remove you, people better start listening.
Yeah, I don't think the public's there yet, by the way. We'll see.
Oh, yeah, we are.
Was the public.
Yeah, it could be skewed.
That was not.
That's what I'm talking about, the delusion. The delusion. Raymond, you are in a cult, sir.
There is a little part of people who don't like to say it.
No, you're in a cult or you just don't have the integrity to say that you're wrong.
That is 80%. Here, you're making, sir. 80%.
Utter delusion.
Were Republican.
So you're saying 80% of the Republicans now nationwide don't support him. Is that what you're saying?
No, that's not what I said.
She's just not
Now, a
listening.
lot of people don't want to say they voted for Trump.
Filled a room with almost 600 people.
Yeah, they weren't all Republicans, by the way.
Sir, 80% of them.
Well, no, they weren't.
Yes, they were.
How do you know? Do you live in South Lake, Texas, Raymond?
How do you guys?
Val lives in Texas. He knows.
Oh, hold on. Not only do I live in Texas, sir,
Joe, the
the
numbers.
community right next to me is South Lake.
Oh, the people don't drive for those single shots? You got an article saying that?
Sir, yes, you
I can't do this anymore.
For a while.
I can't do this anymore.
It's been
Raymond-
negative for the last 2 days.
Raymond is.
What? What's the
And this
problem?
is not just happening here, sir. It's happening in Georgia. It's happening in Florida. It happened in Iowa. It happened in there's 3 other states.
Freaking
Ohio,
Kentucky.
it happened in North South Carolina. It happened in. It's about to get really ugly in North Carolina. I can't wait to see what's going to happen.
I think the best thing for you guys is try to figure out in 2020.
I think what you need, can I give you some advice, Raymond? What I think you need to do is get a grip on reality. Okay? You need to get a grip on reality. It sucks. I need you to not speak over me. Thank you. I don't allow men to speak over me, and it will not start with you. You need to reevaluate your stance. You need to be honest with yourself. You are just up here to argue. You're up here to be contrarian and like, no, you are not being honest with yourself because you know what he's doing is wrong. You know what he's doing is fucked up. You know that going against the Constitution is wrong. You know it in your gut, but it really sucks. It really sucks to admit when you've been duped. Nobody likes to say they've been conned, fooled, swindled, hoodwinked, any of those things. Okay, it sucks because we don't. None of us think that we want to. None of us think that we want to be. Oh my god, I got took. I can't. Oh my god, I'm so stupid. Then you have to look at yourself and why you believed all that. And that's a hard thing that some people can't do. They cannot do the inner work to realize that they admitted to themselves that they've been hooked.
And about when you mentioned the Second Amendment, the only reason he did the bump stock because everybody pushed him to do it, and he did it.
I didn't say anything about the bump stock ban today.
That was not the bump stock ban.
And you didn't listen to anything I said. You just come out with the bump stock.
Well, no, because that's one thing that so many people pressured him to do. And
so he was weak enough to let people pressure him to go against the Constitution.
You wanted to ban bump stocks too.
No. There's a way to do that. It's through Congress. The problem is so he can be pressured. So he can be pressured. Oh, there's the pretzel twisting again. So you mean no. But he doesn't interrupt anybody. Never. Yeah. No. It's the pretzel twisting. Okay. It's the pretzel twisting. Well, you guys wanted the bump stock ban. He was pressured. You mean he could be pressured by somebody like Vladimir Putin to do something, his bidding? He could be pressured? You don't say. At least you're starting to admit to yourself he can be pressured.
There's real consequences to what's going on, okay? And
this is
when
nuts.
I say going after the Second Amendment, let me explain to you because apparently Texas is smarter than a lot of the country when it comes to actually this subject. So, sir, he came out with Pam Bondi, and he said again, that we will take the pew-pews first and do the due process later. Again, he said it. After being corrected in his first term for it by his vice president, then Pence.
Yeah, you know what that was? That was a video of him sitting with someone talking, and it was about a certain person, an individual, basically, and he's saying, yeah, we'll just take the guns from him. He shouldn't have said it like that.
Right.
He said it, though. That's the problem. You're still spinning it.
But he said it again with Pam Bondi.
You're spinning it like it's like, oh, well, he was talking about a certain person. A U.S. citizen? He was still talking about a U.S. citizen and taking their weapons away without due process. You do realize that, right?
And, sir, as a reaction to the continuing resolution, Texas is now working on a bill to not allow that to happen in Texas. Because now the state of Texas is even concerned about him doing this. You don't get it.
Well, I get it. I get it a lot. I just don't know what can be done right now.
Well, I know.
He's got a lot going on.
You go, I don't know what can be done right now.
Well,
you said something a little bit ago. You said
you're a smart guy, Val. I know that.
We need to be preparing for 2028. No, sir. See, the stupidity of y'all is that we're not preparing for 2028.
Nope.
We're preparing for April.
Nope.
April.
And real quick, America Together Democracy. Hold on, I'm sorry, I lost it. Give me 1 second.
They gave me $10.
They just gave me another $10. That's why I wanted to say that. I had a few come through, so give me just a second, Raymond. But America Democracy Together, I think the message on this one was perfect, and I think Raymond needs to hear it. It's loading. Okay. For education and dropping facts on MAGA, they regret their votes and don't know what to do about it. And I think that's exactly. And Lisa, thank you for the $2 Venmo. I hate that motherfucker. I work for the VA. I might not have a job. Damn. Anthony, thank you for the $5. Let's up it to the $5 challenge for the stupidity in Raymond and his delusional fellow voters. Go Thundercut Sunday. So Anthony's issuing a $5 challenge for anybody that didn't participate and wants to participate in the $5 challenge. Send $5 to my Cash App or Venmo to help support my live. And Kimberly, thank you for the $5 hate Trump challenge. Mom of 3 girls in chat. Thank you so much. Hope I got everybody. Sorry. So I think I think she's point on. I think you regret your vote. You know, like I said, that what he's doing is wrong. And this is all completely fucked up. But you have been a ride or die, and now you don't know what to do. Because it's hard to be honest with yourself that you've been duped and that he conned you. But he has not been called Don the Con since the 70s for a reason. He is smooth. He is good, and he is good at it. He is very good at manipulating because he's good with bumper sticker politics. Make America great again. Drill, baby, drill. And he just keeps saying the same thing over and over and over and over and makes it that, you guys have taken him on as a whole personality. Like you've taken him on as like you're fighting for him and you're like standing for him as if he was like your god. Like people do when they
a little bit until he gets impeached. I know he's going to get impeached starting in April, but up to now, greatest comeback in political history. You think?
No.
It's the stupidest. It's the stupidest.
He had Elon Musk help buying. Yeah. Elon Musk spent $250 million to get him elected.
I don't like Elon. That's for sure.
So this is a situation of people buying Russian propaganda.
Yep.
Lying lies on every aspect of their lives and not actually sitting down and researching it, not looking at the history. We actually had a qualified candidate, but y'all wanted to throw talking points and propaganda at her that were not true.
No, none of them.
You know what? I think she was a good woman. I really do. I think her only fault was evading the media to an extent.
She didn't though. She had less than 100 days to campaign, and she was on TV all the time. She held rallies all the time.
For a month and a half, she would not even say one word to the media unless it was
she was getting her team in place, but she was also on TV all the time.
No, I am being honest. Every day she was having to do a rally, trying to get out there. It's 100 days.
I'm not talking the rally part. I'm talking.
No, sir, that takes toll.
She's only one person, and she's still vice president.
Buddy, this guy ran around like crazy.
Did he?
He had 4 years.
Now that's ridiculous. The guy didn't stop.
He didn't stop.
Oh my God.
Hey Nemo, how many?
Everything I just said. He is still simping and pretzel twisting. Still pretzel twisting. The thing is you don't care about the criminality. You don't care that he committed crimes. You don't care that he was a convicted felon. You don't care that he was found liable for sexually abusing somebody. You didn't care that he was found liable for fraud for over $500 million to the state of New York. You don't care about any of the bad shit that would disqualify anyone. And you guys were like, yep, that's our guy. So don't tell me I have to wait for him to be impeached and then I might change my mind. You voted for him after he tried to overturn an election that Joe Biden won fair and square. He tried to stop the certification of a constitutionally protected activity of certifying the election. He sent those people down there. He incited them to go down there, and they did not go down there peacefully. They went down there fighting like hell. Okay? So it's like you have an employee, Raymond, who you fire. And on their way out the door, when you fired them, they went to your file cabinet, took all your files, and then turned around, lit something on fire, and threw it into your building and tried to burn it down. And then he comes back 4 years later and wants you to hire him back. Would you hire him back? Would you hire him back? Would you hire that employee back 4 years later if he did that to your business on the way out? No, you would not.
Can they impeach him again on January 6th if they wanted?
No.
He's already been impeached. The thing is, sir, here's the thing. People like you are the problem.
Yes.
Because you're putting a man above the country.
That's why they say you're in a cult. That's what cult members do. Their leader can do no wrong. They make excuses for everything he does. No matter how heinous it is, they make excuses. That's why it's cult-like behavior. Because you don't hold him responsible. At least the Democrats hold the people responsible on our side. They messed up. Like when Menendez was like doing all this shit, we kicked him out of the Senate. We hold our people accountable. You guys don't.
I think the only reason they put his son up there to go to court and trial is they wanted to show that if his son could do it, then Trump could do it. It just didn't work out for them. I think that was a setup too.
What?
What are you talking about?
I think Hunter Biden got arrested, all that stuff, and went to trial and was convicted, whatever, because they wanted to show if his son could be convicted, then Trump should have been convicted, which he was. But they didn't have
That's not
time.
what happened, by the way.
I think that's a little part of it.
No, I think the only reason why they went after him for a charge that no one else has got jail time for, no one else has been really charged for. They checked the wrong box on an application for a firearm. It was because his last name was Biden, and they wanted revenge because they couldn't find anything on Joe Biden because they were trying to say how Joe Biden was crooked and taking money from Ukraine and all this stuff. They searched for 2 years. No, don't interrupt me. They searched for 2 years. The Republicans in the House were rabid about finding anything to stick Joe Biden with so they could impeach him, and they could find nothing. So their revenge was to go after Hunter Biden because they couldn't get Joe Biden on anything.
So Bondi can influence, like the mayor of New York didn't want to pursue charges on the mayor now a couple weeks ago.
No, that was Trump.
Yeah, I know. Don't you think Mayorkas, the Secretary of State under Biden, Secretary of the Bondi position under Biden, he didn't.
Garland?
Why didn't he take Hunter to trial?
He didn't take Hunter to trial.
He did it. He did.
But they didn't stop it either.
It's not up to him.
It's not up to the president to stop
It
it.
could have been. They wanted to show.
Oh my fucking God, I can't.
That is the one. Don't get me wrong. I have no love for Merrick Garland, but that is the one thing he did right. He picked a prosecutor. The prosecutor goes after that case, and he doesn't get involved. That is what they are supposed to do.
I mean, they tried. They just didn't have enough time to get him through the rest of the indictments. What are you going to do?
No, that's why I do not like Merrick Garland.
Because
so they had the time.
I can't handle this anymore. I really can't. Like my brain cannot handle it anymore. Nemo, if you want to say something, but I literally cannot do this anymore. I'm getting so my blood pressure is raising because I'm so sick of the excuses. I am so sick of the pretzel twisting, and I am so sick of the disingenuous because he fucking knows he's wrong. He fucking knows he's wrong.
Can I ask Nemo something? You want
Hold on a second.
your house,
Hold on a
your
second.
field?
Hold on a second. Just say we for me, please.
We.
I couldn't do it anymore. Like my brain could not do it anymore. I cannot understand. I will never understand the cult mentality. I will never understand the pretzel twisting. I will never understand how they can see it. They can see it. And then they continually keep pretzel twisting because they cannot be truthful to themselves. They can't tell themselves that this is what's actually happening. He can see it. It's exactly what I said. He knows what was happening was wrong. He knows what was happening was wrong. That they cannot accept it because it's too painful for them to admit that they were duped and wrong. They don't have enough integrity, or maybe they don't have the mental health capability to think that everything they've believed, everything that they've been fighting for, everything that they believed hook, line, and sinker is all wrong. Some people emotionally and physically cannot do it. And I could not handle it another second. He was insufferable. with the pivots and the yeah, but no, I can't. I just couldn't do it anymore. Sorry. My mental capacity had been reached. Michelle, thank you for the $4 Venmo. I double hate Trump. Childless dog mom. Thank you for sending the $10 while I still have a paycheck and a blue state working for a Medicaid managed care plan. My entire program working with most at-risk population in the state is on the chopping block. Oh God, I'm so sorry, childless dog mom. Yikes. Oh, it's gonna affect so many people. I hate it.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, when you come up and you ask, I mean, this is just really a true statement at this point. When you come up and you ask, what has Trump done unconstitutional? The list is friggin' long.
I know.
Long.
Really long. MTC, did you vote for Trump?
No, I'm 29. I live in the South, deep rural, conservative area. My area also voted 80% for Trump. I heard him talking about that place in Texas. I just wanted to say a couple of things, add a little bit to the conversation.
Can you hang tight real quick? I think I have one more Trump supporter in here because I bring up friendlies usually around.
No problem.
But I'll let you stay up. Just hang tight for a sec. Because we're right on the cusp of bringing friendlies up, but I want to get one more. John, are you a Trump supporter?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, how old?
Virginia,
I'm sorry, how old?
43.
Okay, what did you want to add to the conversation?
I just have one question.
Yeah.
Will you all bring the same energy to the table if Nikki Haley would have won?
No. I mean, if she was doing what he was doing, yes, but I don't think she would.
Would have won. That same energy was going to come forward. We are about the policy and let's do it. And the problem is when you ask this question right now, you tend to ask these questions without understanding the situation. Right now.
I understand every situation.
No, you don't, sir. Right
yes,
now.
sir, I do. If you see my last name, it's Martinez. I have relatives in the country right now that's undocumented, that's scared. So I understand it completely.
You scared them. Who scared them? That's a good question. Who scared them?
Because they are fruit workers and they are making under freaking pay. They're making like $10 an hour to pick fruit. So you are pushing modern day slavery.
That would be the companies that hire them. That would not be us. I think they should go after.
Now he's absolutely lying. Now he's absolutely lying. Sir, what's the average pay of the people that come over here on the farm worker program?
Do you know?
Yes, I actually do know.
Oh, I'm sure you do. I can tell you was quite educated there. Listen to the last conversation. I don't believe you know a thing. It's about $10 an hour.
No, sir, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it is not. The average of most of the people that come over on that program are
okay, let me tell you something. Let me tell you.
Is $17 now.
No, it's not.
Yes,
because the people that come over, they have to spend another
hold on, sir.
$6,000
Please stop.
Paperwork.
Please stop.
John.
I know what you're trying to do, and no, that can work.
You don't know. See,
John.
And you don't want to hear.
John.
What?
Are they undocumented?
They're coming over on the guest worker program. It's a deal that they do in
No, it's
California.
not. They are undocumented. They get Puerto Rican papers. They pay $7,000 for Puerto Rican papers, right? And then they go get a job.
Puerto Rican. What are you talking about?
Listen to me. This is how it works. See, you all don't even know how it works.
No.
Right.
No. I'm saying no. I want you to answer a question for me. If you have undocumented family members here, why did you vote for Trump? You got to unmute your mic.
Oh, this is the biggest bullshit spin I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, you don't know, bro.
I asked you a specific question.
What?
If you have undocumented family members here in the United States, why did you vote for Trump?
Because Trump is the best option between the two.
How? When Kamala Harris wanted to give them a pathway to citizenship, and he wants them deported.
No, but you don't know how the pathway works. You had to go through so much red tape.
Right, and she right. No, I don't need no, I don't need personal. No, I don't want personal. I don't want personal stories.
Factual evidence, sir. Actual numbers. And first off, it's not called red tape. It's a process. What is that process, sir? What is that process called? And what governs it? What laws in this country govern it?
I personally, I'm going to invite you to unmute your mic, but I personally would want my family to have a pathway to citizenship, then vote for the guy who's going to get them deported.
I don't understand how it actually works.
Do you know what her plan was? Do you know what her plan was?
Let me just say this.
No, do you know what Kamala's plan was?
Because she got it passed.
Do you?
I don't care what her plan was, because she had gotten it passed through the House and Senate.
Yes, if Donald Trump wouldn't have stopped it, it would have been passed.
I doubt that.
Oh my God.
Wouldn't have been passed?
They're too dumb to talk to. You guys can have a crack at him.
No.
Just let me explain this one time.
No.
God, that's enough of the explaining from you. Because you're doing real damage. He's real damage.
Yeah, I'm like, no. I don't care about your personal, your family, the red tape. I would rather my family members have to go through red tape than deportation. You make no sense.
I just want to point out that Puerto Rican Paper sounds like a great band name.
You do understand that Puerto Rican papers would be
U.S. citizens.
Like, if they get this Social Security, I'm so confused right now,
That's why I didn't want him to go any further, because when he said Puerto Rican papers, I'm like, oh no. And he wouldn't answer the question on why his family members are scared. They're scared because they're going to get deported. I mean, oh my God, it's so painful. Okay, go ahead, MTC. Sorry, I'm like,
hey, no, it's no problem. This has been a great time. It's been very entertaining.
I got to run to the restroom. I'm so sorry. I'm not trying to be rude because you're just now getting a chance to talk. But Nemo and Valor are still going to be here, and I'll be right back.
No problem.
Thank you so much.
No, I just wanted to talk. It's not to make anyone scared or anything, but I heard something earlier on a live. We were speaking to a former veteran who now works for the DOD, and he even specifically said he works, I believe it was the Greeley base in Alaska in the missile defense program, and he said that in the last 3 weeks alone that they lost over 20 people from that accepted the resignation package. And, this is the premier missile defense base for the entire country. This isn't like an exaggeration, like the Alaska defense. If you look at the way that the globe is shaped, all of the missile defense would come from Alaska because everything would fly through the Arctic. It's the shortest path to get to America. And that really sounded a lot of alarm bells for me. Like I said earlier, I live in an area where our county voted for Trump 80%, and about 35% of those people are above the age of 65. And it was just announced last week that our Social Security office, our building, is closed. And the closest one is not for another 55 miles. And this is irreparable damage. I mean, completely irreparable damage that is happening right now to our country in so many ways that people may just not be fully aware of. There's some ways that we're going to feel it, but some of these things are really crazy. And all of that to be said, I really want to point out the through line in all of this is that we're ultimately here because a couple of billionaires were able to convince working class people that they had a better plan for them. And one of the main reasons they were able to do that is because the Democrats also have a billionaire problem. There is no avenue for the workers in America, for people who show up for a paycheck, who actually use their bodies to survive. There is no avenue exclusively for us to exert political power in this country. And until then, we're going to keep seeing the wealthy get richer. We're going to keep seeing our lives get harder until we can decide enough is enough. It is the workers versus those who try to exploit us. And that does include the wealthiest man in the world, Elon Musk, and that does include Connie Donnie, who just launched a crypto, before taking off. I mean, this is bananas.
I actually don't think here's some fun news on these things, some things I believe that are actually going to happen. I don't think Elon Musk makes it to the end of the year being the richest man in the world. I don't think that's going to happen. I think that ends. I think he's going to be the next My Pillow guy.
I can see it with the Tesla thing going on right now. The brand's damn near done.
And they're calling for his resignation, basically, right? So
correct.
Yeah, so
He's tanking their company.
They're calling for more than that, from the shoulders up.
Right. So I don't think he makes it to the end of the year being the richest man. But what happens, you know what I'm saying? There's some things you say that are very, very true. What are the avenues? Well, we have a good indication of what Democrats aren't helping us right now. You know what I'm saying?
Very true. All of the ones sitting down.
But Bernie and AOC are out there doing the anti-oligarchy tour, which is what we want.
And listen, that is good. Believe me, it is good. But
Okay, go by Nemo.
One of the problems is that they are restricted because they operate fully within the system. Part of what makes Donald Trump effective on the other side is that he very explicitly tells his supporters that he's willing to operate outside of the system. And that's, in a way, it's not authoritarian by nature. It's about what you do with the power that's authoritarian. And so in the case of Bernie and AOC, there's no way for them to say that they're willing to operate outside of the system because on the left, we are shackled by ethics, essentially. We have to be our most...
But we have to work within the system. I mean, unless we're going to be doing the same thing as him.
In a way, is it wrong to do that if we're doing it to make the working class people's lives better?
Well, what we've got to understand is...
we got to get rid of Citizens United.
We have spent years watering down the power of the vote. That's the best way I can put it.
True.
Okay, and one of the biggest ones is the one she just said.
Correct. Correct.
And we've also pretty much eliminated people getting real news through media.
Correct.
Okay, and that started with Ronald Reagan. These things have to be fixed. We have to get Citizens United overturned.
I agree.
And we have to bring back some sort of version of the fairness doctrine.
Yes.
Well, just to point out, though, I understand the importance of Citizens United, of course, absolutely. But the flaws in this country go far deeper than that. Our country founded in slavery on the exploitation of people, and all it has done is to innovate on the exploitation of people. In the early, I believe it was the 1920s or the late 19-teens, we had the Ford Company being sued that established the doctrine of the fiduciary responsibility. And essentially what it means is every corporation in America, by law, has to do the most profitable thing possible, which means that no matter what, we are operating in a system where everyone is making these calculations that they have to do the most profitable thing possible or the shareholders can take them to court. So what I'm saying is from that, with a Congress, even on the Democrats, this is a both sides issue. Every congressman is a millionaire. Every single one is a millionaire. Or if they're, because AOC, they're AOC, her spouse, her soon-to-be spouse is a millionaire. So they are all in a completely different class of society than us, which goes to show you, and I really want to point out, our founding fathers, even though they were landed elite, they established a system that was based on the virtuous human. What comes from, the ancient Greek, the idea of a virtuous human, someone who does, seeks the power of government.
And does the right thing, right.
Correct, of course. So outside of that, when we are now in a system set up for that, with immense power, but we have a lot of unscrupulous people who have no problem making money and helping their friends make money on both sides, and especially on the Republicans. It's a very big Republican thing, but the billionaires have just as many, the Democrats have just as many billionaires. So there's no way for them to come to poor people with any credibility and say, I have a plan to make your life better, because you are also aligned with the people who are making our lives worse.
Has there ever been a situation on the Democratic Party where they've had 5 billionaires in their cabinet?
No.
No, but listen, when you have
because the both sides argument the both side argument works to a point.
I agree. Okay, but J.B. Pritzker, the Democrat.
But he's a millionaire. A millionaire is very different. A millionaire is very. Hey.
His family is.
Hey. Do you not hear me?
To be fair.
Do you not hear me?
I apologize.
There's a very big difference between a millionaire and a billionaire.
Correct.
There is a very big difference. So even though you said AOC's future husband or whatever it was is a millionaire, so what? But that's not a billionaire, a multi-billionaire that makes $55,000 a second or something. That's totally a different ballpark than someone who's a millionaire because they make $1 million a year in their job.
I agree. I can reasonably say that ethically you can earn about $10 million. Everything after that is blood money.
I don't disagree with you on that, because I personally think that after a certain million, like 10 million, 99 million, whatever number they come to, after that, you're taxed at 100%. Because if we have people living in this country who cannot afford to eat, there should be no billionaires.
I agree. No mega yachts until the people are fed. It doesn't make any sense that all the billionaires have to have their own yachts and their own private jets. Can't they get one? Can't they all just share one? Or I'll give them 2. I'm being generous. Y'all can have 2. Y'all can share it. How is that not enough? How is $1 billion not enough?
I know.
Do you know what the last reported total income net worth of Joe Biden was?
I believe Joe Biden, over the course of his entire life, only made, I think his net worth was less than $10 million or something.
It was like $8 billion.
Well, that was from a book deal.
It makes sense when you consider a 30-year career in the Senate making $174,000 a year.
Well, book deals.
But he had the book deals after he was vice president.
Right.
Did you vote for Kamala?
No, yeah, I did vote for Kamala. But listen. I'll be 100% honest with you. I'm a radical leftist, but at the same time, I'm practical about the American system that we live in. And I understand that our only avenue to see what we want is a hostile takeover of the Democratic Party, where we push all of the billionaires out.
We can do that at the ballot box. They're up for re-election all the time. We can replace them all.
I do agree, but at the same time, we have to be willing to take the gloves off and get unethical. Especially when you look at the propaganda machine of the right. I watched a little Fox and Friends this morning because, I dabble. I'm a propagandist. I dabble. So, and what they have right now is such a unique, I've really never seen anything like it. And I'm going to be 100%, years ago, I was a Republican. In 2015, I was so excited for that Republican vehicle.
You're breaking up really bad. I had to turn your microphone off. You lost your signal, and it's breaking up horribly. He said he voted for Kamala.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes. You can hear me now? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did vote for Kamala. I was just saying, because I was raised in a very deep conservative area, mixed black and white. I was raised by my white grandparents. My grandpa was a strong conservative, and he literally had me convinced that Barack Obama was the Antichrist. So my trek to where I am has been long, and I've been through every political spectrum, and especially now the way that I operate online, I have to go into the den of the enemy all the time because I need to know the propaganda that they're pushing because we need to have the counterpoint. Just to point out right now with this Doge stuff, I feel like the best counterpoint is to focus on Elon Musk contracts and how Tesla gets subsidies and SpaceX gets that. His entire existence is funded
by government subsidies. Yes.
This is our money that's created this. So that means it is our money that we can take away.
Well, he's losing a lot of it, so.
Yeah, the Tesla thing, with people.
Well, a lot of the countries are also not using Starlink either. Other countries are canceling their Starlink.
Correct. And like I said, I'll never get on a stream and condone violence or any. No one is out here saying go commit felonies. Do not, absolutely not. But what this Tesla thing is doing is such a unique downward spiral for a brand. We've really never seen anything like this in a capitalist America because it is not just a boycott. It is the active, multifaceted attack on the insurance, the insurability, on the actual branding,
well, our monies matter. Our money, like
correct.
Us withholding our money, people dumping their Tesla stocks, people not buying Tesla vehicles.
I've changed all of I've made sure, because with my 401k and stuff, I made sure to go and purge because most of it's in the S&P 500. So I made sure to go rearrange everything that I have no Tesla now, no Tesla exposure.
I mean, Target
great example.
is a good example because after they wanted to stop their DEI practices, everyone just quit going to fucking Target, and they very quickly changed their tune because they need our dollars.
I think that we really are on the cusp of businesses figuring out that realistically they just need to shut the fuck up. That when it comes to politics, you just need to let people have a say. And just because you operate a business and have a little more money, it doesn't mean that you should have a louder say because it will affect your business. You look at Target and the Budweiser thing and all of these things with the pushback, like these businesses are learning that that the shareholders are not gaining value from them doing these things.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming up, MTC. I appreciate your thoughts.
Yeah, I appreciate it too. Just one more piggyback off of that with the anti-DEI thing. It's BS because, like I previously said, with the fiduciary responsibility, if DEI was losing the shareholders' money, they would have sued. There would be court cases in every jurisdiction that DEI needs to go.
Well, the DEIA actually makes companies more profitable, and they know that.
It does. It from a fundamental perspective, But it just goes back to, especially right now with the billionaires, the two most powerful billionaires in the world that we're having to combat. This is a very unique situation that humanity really has never faced before. When you combine the wealth, the power, and the technology, it is just, this is George Orwell's, worst nightmares about to unfold.
Yeah.
But you can't tell me that XAI is not training on government data.
Oh, for sure.
As we speak.
Yeah, I got to let you go. I got like 10 people waiting to come up, and I only have 40 minutes left.
All right.
But thank you so much. I appreciate your thoughts. Thank you. Kay, hi. How are you?
I'm doing good. Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was just wanting to make this is my second time. I remember the first time like last week. But hey,
Yeah.
Val and Diava.
Hi.
Happy Sunday to everyone.
Happy
I
Sunday.
just wanted to ask a quick question. I live in Florida, and we was talking earlier with your other guest about the April 1st election. Do we have enough? I mean, how is that going with the groundwork? And I'm just kind of concerned. Like, do we have enough? Do you think that we have enough people to turn out? I mean, because special elections are not.
If you go to nationalgroundgame.com, they're actually organizing a lot of the texting and phone banking and canvassing for those two districts. So if you want to look them up, I think they always can look. They always need phone banking people. Check with National Ground Game and see if they need any help.
Okay, I will do that. And what else did I have? Another question about? Oh my goodness! Every time I have my thoughts together, and I'm like, okay, this is my second live. But I think you answered my question, and I love listening to you. You have therapy for me, you and Val, and I follow you guys all the time. So
thank you.
Thank you for what you do. I sent you a $5 request. I mean, a $5 cash app telling you thank you for continuing.
Oh, thank you.
Educating Matt.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
You're very welcome, and I hope your shoulder feels better.
It's getting so much better. Thank you so much.
Yes, and hey Val, thank you for everything that you do as well. I like listening to you on Zeus as well.
I listen to Zeus every day too.
Yes.
The MAGA demons.
Have a great Sunday, and it's a beautiful out here in Florida. So
it is.
Community for keeping with us, and like we are each other's therapy right now because this is terrible.
I agree. I'm in Florida too, so yeah. But it is a beautiful day today. So, but thank you for
having me up.
Of course.
I
got you.
Thank you, Kay.
I got you. It actually helps the algorithm if I drop you down instead of you dropping down. So I usually just drop so that it doesn't hurt the algorithm any. Not that it matters anymore. I'm done. Oh, I see a subscriber. Subscribers get priority. So let me bring my subscriber up. There's definitely power in the movement of people. That is true. Is it Kuromi?
Hey, Diava, it's Twilight.
Oh, hey!
Hey. No, I just wanted to come up and hey, Val. I just wanted to come up and remind everybody that if you have special elections going on in your district, please get out and vote.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Because they're usually very poorly attended, and if the Democrats could show up, we can flip these seats.
Yes, it was said over the weekend that there was an influx of MAGA supporters getting out there and voting early. So we need you. Yeah, that's all I really wanted to say. But it's good to see y'all. Can I do the we?
Yes.
Wee!
You can do the wee. Yes, Wisconsin too. Wisconsin Supreme Court race is very important. Jessica, you're voting in District 6 tomorrow. Yes. Oh, the next guest dropped off. Okay, bring up the next one. Birdie, hi, how are you?
Hey, hi Diava, hi Val. Good.
Hey.
I'm just sitting up here in cold Michigan. Just wanted to show my support for both of you guys.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Hey Val, is Val still here?
Yeah.
He's my Texas buddy.
He might have.
Val?
Hold on a second, guys. I'm talking to my wife.
Oh, okay.
Diava, how's that race in Florida gonna go? Any word? Any idea?
I don't know. I don't live in either of those two districts. I've heard positive, and I've heard that MAGA's trying to show out, so Democrats just have to show out more.
haven't seen a whole lot of it online, but we're all just going to rally on the 5th up here in Michigan. April 5th, the 50501.
April 1st is the election in Florida.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
yeah.
I just wanted to tell Val that my daughter commissioned as an officer, so he may remember me for a few months ago.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. She lives right down in the same area that he lives in down there, but her and her husband she's semi-MAGA and her husband's full-blown MAGA, so that's been a little tough.
Yeah, that's tough. I understand. I'm surrounded by them.
I just want to say, hey, I love what you guys are doing.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, Diava.
Hey, how are ya?
I'm doing fine. I haven't heard anything about Districts 1 and 6. That's why I'm kind of surprised about it. And I think they're doing that on purpose, too.
Oh, probably.
Another thing I'm really concerned about, Diava, you know how our hurricanes are here in Florida, right?
Mm-hmm.
With the weather, national weather, and the weather things being, in general, people being fired and removed and all this stuff, and how he wants to get rid of
Noah?
Thank you. I'm terrified of, are we going to be informed about the next hurricane season?
I don't know.
I mean, I don't want it 2 days later, our local weather says, oh, by the way, I mean, hello, what happened to the vodka coming from Africa, you know?
Yeah, I mean, good. The only good thing we have is we still have the European models, which if you ever look at all the spaghetti lines every time there's a storm, there's the European models, they're the US, so we do have other people that are still track that kind of stuff. But the ones actually from US that go flying in the middle of the hurricanes in order to, get the velocity and if it's a Cat 1, Cat 2, Cat 3, Cat 4, all of those things, that might be problematic.
Another thing, they can't get the weather for the northern part of the United States because they can't put weather balloons up in the air anymore. I mean, it's absolutely insane. And I feel sorry for those who are in Tornado Alley, They already have a limited time as it is. And then not being able to put the weather balloons up to find out what's going on with the weather and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really worried about them, too.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, I have a question for you. When we do start the impeachment process with 47, because I hate his name, and why are we going to do something with the rat too?
This is where you're talking about Elon.
Yeah, that's correct.
Elon will go down a different line of issues.
Well, are we able to keep him out of the government for eternity? Is there a way we can do that too, or should we just put him?
That gets a little bit hairy. I mean, how do you handle that, right?
I mean, he's not elected. He's
not an elected official. How do you handle that? What do you know what I'm saying? What do you do? I think his problems are going to be more. I think his legal problems
right.
This will be more devastating than anything that the government can really do. So that's how I believe this.
The government, that's the thing, though. He may have money issues, but doesn't keep out of the government.
Well, now here's where it gets weird. Is Tesla all that bad of a company? That they've had some bad things, but is it all that bad of a company? Is Starlink all that bad of a company? They've had some issues due to poor leadership, but are they all that bad of a company? If they get rid of Elon Musk at that point, and then they, you know what I'm saying?
They might actually be able to do okay.
They might actually be fine. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but him personally, how do we keep the muskrat out of the government if we get rid of Dumpy?
Oh, if you get rid of Dumpy, he's gone. We all heard the audio of Dave Vance. He's gone.
Yeah, he's gone, but he can, let's say, run for senator, run for mayor, whatever.
No, he can't.
No,
he can't. He can't. He's not a U.S. citizen.
Well, he is a U.S. citizen.
Well,
But that's going to come into question too.
Yeah. I don't think Vance has any love for Musk.
Yeah, that's not going to be a thing. The thing with him, how you have to hurt a billionaire like him is in the pocketbook.
Oh, I understand that.
Okay, and that's, you know what I'm saying, because right now, as long as Citizens United stands, the billionaires are going to have some power, and we can't get around that with Citizens United.
We really need to make the what Reagan removed. We really need to make it illegal to be distributing false information and disinformation.
That's the fairness doctrine, and you're correct. We do get back to that type of situation. Yes. You know, and that shouldn't be, and these are the things that should not be left or right issues, right?
Right.
The fairness doctrine should not be a left or right issue. Matter of fact, I've talked to plenty of people on the right that do not have any love for Citizens United or the loss of the fairness doctrine.
Me either, and I'm pretty moderate progressive Democrat, you know. So my other question I have, but then I'll slide, is God, I just heard that I don't know if it's official yet, but I heard that England and Canada and Europe just got Ukraine's agreement with Ukraine for the mineral that 47 wanted, and I don't know if that was official yet.
It wouldn't shock me. I don't know how official it's going to be yet, but it wouldn't shock me if that happens, because that's exactly what I thought was going to happen.
And that's what they should do.
Yeah, I thought so too. Now, can 47 and Russia retaliate Europe for that? You know what I mean? Of some sort, some way.
Russia's playing a dangerous game.
Yep.
And I'm being brutally honest here. You know, if the UK and Germany aren't bad enough, Poland's Russia's worst nightmare. And one of the things people didn't understand that Biden did throughout this whole.
Bless you.
Sorry.
Yeah, bless you. But one of the things that they don't understand Biden did is he actually, throughout his presidency, not only helped Ukraine, but by his help Ukraine, he kept Poland in check. Okay? And
I don't understand why would he have to keep Poland in check?
because Poland is not a small power anymore. They're not the Poland of WW1 and WW2. Poland has major power.
Really?
Yes, and major weaponry.
Yep.
It's because of what happened in World War I and World War II that they
Right, they do not want to ever have that happen to them again.
I can understand that.
Okay, and one of the things Biden did was keep Poland in check. Poland didn't want to sit there and watch what was happening. You got to remember the statements that happened during this. Do you remember Poland's first statement when a rocket landed like 10 miles from their border?
Oh, they were afraid to go to WAR.
Okay, this is Poland. And the reason Biden kept them in check and kept them under, by, supplying them militarily and, and administration as well as Congress, and keeping them in check was as long as they felt safe, they weren't going to get involved.
I see.
Okay, now they don't feel safe.
Correct.
They don't feel safe with this president. And they don't, to the point that after the Zelensky thing happened in the White House, Poland's first statement was, if they continue, this was their first statement, if they continue to attack Ukraine in the way they're doing, we're stepping in.
Yep.
I found out something. Switzerland is actually getting a little worrisome too, because
right.
They had a huge anti-47 parade with
right. They
had the big bird in the middle of marching down their streets with the bird and 47 as they plucked goose,
Right, and I want Republicans in here to listen to this because I know this is something
hysterical. I actually got that posted.
Right, but I want Republicans to listen to this. Switzerland is where the saying came from.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Switzerland.
You're neutral.
I have no opinion on
Yep.
this. Okay. When you take a country like that and you have them actually picking a side,
That speaks volumes
you better be paying attention.
because they are not happy.
No, they're not happy. Finland's not happy. The Baltics aren't happy. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
really scary, I tell you.
And that's where, you know what I'm saying, and that's where you need to pay attention to what's going on. These things, I mean, because if Poland jumps, and this is my greatest fear, if Poland jumps, WWE3 begins.
Yep.
I know, and I'm terrified. Another thing I'm really concerned about is if the way Gaza's going on, if the Middle East jumps, we're going to be in that situation over there.
Well, Iran, Trump asked for a meeting with Iran over a nuclear deal, and Iran told him no. He said,
They used to have one of those.
he said exactly, and they told him, it says, you don't come here with good faith negotiations. You come here to bully us, and they're not wrong.
No, they're not. And I heard that the Middle East said that, did you guys see the proposal what the Middle East did for Gaza? It looks absolutely beautiful versus what Dumpy wants to do to it. And another thing is that I truly believe that if Trump brings any one of our soldiers over there and puts dirt on their feet in the dirt, we're going to have issues over there too.
Yep.
It turns the entire Middle East against us.
That's right.
And that the bulk of the Middle East is Muslim.
Exactly.
Okay, and
even Egypt is really up in flames.
yeah, Egypt is up in flames. I mean, you know, there's a lot. This is craziness going on.
It
And
is.
these types of talking points and rhetoric are breaking decades of work.
Yep.
I know. There's one other thing.
Okay. Last thing, because I got a bunch of people waiting.
My last question. Everyone on TikTok talks about the power going out in the whole state of the United States. Do you really think that's going to really happen?
No clue.
I was just curious what your opinion on that was. All right.
No idea.
Um,
I got you.
thank you.
Of course, thank you. Straw, how are you?
I'm doing just fine. How are you two doing? And
Good.
I'm actually glad to actually be up there when Val is up there. Because I told you how much I appreciate what you do, Diava. And Val, I always enjoy how you just absolutely just cook, eat, and leave no crumbs when it comes to these maggots.
Yep, that's true.
You do both all of y'all do an absolutely good job. And one of these days I'll be able to get up there with Nemo's here because I was here on my other lives, and I just love how I think he's the most calm and collected out of everybody that I actually listen cook all these guys. So when he gets mad and he gets frustrated, you know you done messed up.
I agree, because I'm definitely not as chill as Nemo.
But you know, sometimes people need to be a little bit feisty. But just keep doing what y'all are doing. We're going to continue this fight and keep it going. And I'll leave you with this: a Nissan is fast, a BMW is faster, but a Tesla is the fascist. I saw a meme made of that on Facebook, and I just about freaking died laughing.
That is so funny.
Oh, I am
Absolutely using that. Yes, absolutely.
And you also had me cracking up like a couple of weeks ago when you came up with the name for Trump being Velveeta Voldemort.
Yeah.
And I also love Vladimir Putin. I've also heard Tangerine Palpatine.
Tangerine Palpatine.
I like Tangerine Palpatine. That's
Velveeta Voldemort. I think it's funny.
Voldemort's
Oh,
great.
the Fanta fascist, because he's orange.
Yeah, that's always a good one. But yeah, we just gotta keep this fight going on, and y'all have a good rest of the day. And
Thanks, you too.
Thank you very much for the kind words.
Not a problem. It's finally starting to get warm up here in Tennessee, and what better way to do that than a good spring storm rolling in? I'm hearing the thunder.
Of course.
Yeah, that's a soon thing for us too. I know that.
As is the South. Tennessee is just like Texas. You don't like the weather? Give it a minute.
Yep.
Give it a minute.
Same in Florida. It's the same here in Florida.
Oh, don't you even. Don't you even.
No, I'm talking about blink if you don't like the weather because it'll be like rain one day. That's what I mean. I don't mean it like that, but
She gets coastal rains. She doesn't understand.
coastal rains. We get freaking hurricanes all the time.
No. I'm just saying the 10-minute rule. You don't get it. I mean, we could go. Let me give you an idea. One time in, what was it, early 2000, I can't remember what year it was, but early 2000, it was New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve morning, I went and played golf in 91-degree weather.
Oh my God.
Okay? Hold on. 91-degree weather. By 10 p.m., it was 19.
Oh. I thought it was bad. Like 2 days ago, it was 80 degrees during the day and it dropped to 40 at night. I mean, I thought 40 degrees was bad, but oh my Lord, that's a lot.
91 to 19.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh. Straw, that's so funny. My son, Troy, who's also a mod in here, my adult son, they just got back from Tennessee on Monday.
Oh wow.
They went to Tennessee for a few days. His wife, she has a niece that lives there.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Back when, about what, 9 years ago? I think Addie just turned 9. He said so. I guess 9 years ago. The mother of Addie, who was my daughter-in-law's sister, she gave birth to Addie, and she just dropped dead 6 weeks later. Of a congenital heart defect that she didn't know she had that only affects women during pregnancy. And nobody knew because she was the first one to have a child from this family. And so her husband at the time was 19, had a 6-week-old baby that had been nursing, and had this 6-week-old baby. So my son and daughter-in-law would go up there to help him with Addie, and wanted to make sure that they kept the mother's family involved in in her life and everything, since they live in Tennessee and everybody else lives in Florida. So they go back twice a year for the last 9 years. My son and daughter-in-law go back and forth to Tennessee every single, like 2 to 3 times a year, to make sure that they stay in her life and
That's all
keep the mother's memory alive and stuff like that.
Exactly. That's all we can do. And I know what it's like to lose a family member. A little story about me, and this is actually so. Also, for the longest, I didn't realize that I didn't learn until like maybe about a year ago the whole thing with 47 defrauding, or I think it was defrauding or stealing money from a children's cancer research, if I remember.
He
correctly.
did cancer cancer charity. Yeah.
Kids cancer charity.
That's even worse. When I heard that, I was driving. I had to pull over because I was so infuriated. Because I've always known that cancer was absolutely just horrible when people get that, especially when they get it. But it hit me the hardest because in 2023, I had to say goodbye to my father because he died of stage 4 lung cancer, and that's when we discovered that he had cancer. Was when it was at stage 4.
Oh wow. Okay.
And we got that news the week of Father's Day.
Ugh.
So it really definitely hit even more. It was like to the point where there were so many emotions going through me when I first heard that he freaking did that. And then it gets even worse now with all the stuff now. I'm not even going to get into how he propped up the kid with cancer at the State of the Union, but it was just wide range of emotion when I heard that.
Yeah.
I was both pissed, I was sobbing, and by the end of the day when I got home, I was numb to that. Like, that just hit. Because I actually, like, you hear how bad cancer is to the body and what it does, but when I actually saw what it did, I'm going to leave it at that because I'm going to get too much feelings about that because it was just a gut punch when we got that news.
I agree. And that's why I was so, the next day after that, all the Trump supporters coming up like, why didn't the Democrats stand for that kid? Like you couldn't even stand for a kid with cancer. I'm like, that's because he used that kid as a prop while he was simultaneously defunding kids' cancer research.
And then
so
it's even worse.
It's gross. No, I was just saying it's just gross. I was like, why? That's why they didn't stand up, because he was just using this kid as a prop.
Right. And what was even worse is like even just some of the then again it shouldn't surprise me if the racism that was popping up with the whole thing with I think it was Al Green that got escorted out.
Yes, gross.
Yes. And I was hearing a lot of people saying like, oh, he was yelling and throwing a tantrum and waving his pimp cane. I'm like,
that's what Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert did just the year before to Joe Biden at the State of the Union address.
But the thing is, it's like.
And calling it a pimp cane, yeah, that was.
It's like, and I'm thinking, it's like, he's got a cane because it's like he's in. It's like he's up there in age. The older you get, you're gonna need a damn cane. It's like, wow, show me you're racist without tell me you're racist without telling me you're racist.
Exactly. Oh, real quick, KG, the one that was just up here, your Cash App just came through. Thank you for the $5 Cash App for all you do to continue to educate MAGA. Thank you. And David, yours just came through for the $2 Cash App. Trump cut weather services. How will we know now? I know that's kind of the problem.
Agreed.
Sorry, I had to just say those thank yous real quick. I apologize.
No, it's all good. It's all good. You got to do what you got to do, and I'm happy that you have just such an absolutely wonderful community that just supports all of
I
y'all.
do. I have the best community on TikTok, to be honest with you. I mean,
yeah, and it definitely shows. And you know what? The haters are gonna hate because they probably don't have very many people that actually legitimately love them in their life.
I agree. And I felt when I first started doing this and everyone kept showing me the love, because I told myself, as long as you guys keep, as long as you guys, I have your support, I will be here every day. And I've been here every day, 7 days a week. I've only missed 2 days. One was because I was sick, and one was when I was driving to get out of Hurricane Milton. I've missed 2 days since May of last year. 2 days. And it gets exhausting. But they have held up their end of the bargain. They have supported me fully in every possible way. And I felt like I had imposter syndrome. Like I didn't feel like I deserved all of the support that I was getting.
Right.
And I just because I'm just such a normal person. I'm just a mom who struggles with, two, special needs kids. And, I've never been lucky to have like a stable finances. Like I've always struggled financially. Like I feel like, I don't deserve what I'm getting. And they have all made me finally come to realize and believe that I do indeed deserve it. And that they give it to me lovingly and willingly. Not because I demand it or anything, but they deeply appreciate what I do. And I feel like I have found my chosen family. Because as you probably know, my whole family's MAGA.
Right. Exactly.
Everyone.
And I know, I think a majority of my family, at least what I know of, a lot of them have written in their candidate. They wrote in a lot of the candidates. I don't even know who all voted for who in this past election because sadly, growing up, we were really much in that whole thing. It's like, oh, we don't talk about politics.
Same. Yep.
And all that. And I think there was only one time where I actually bought into the whole thing with writing in a candidate, but the more and more that I look, I realize that's just in some kind of ways, writing in your candidate is just kind of a con way of just not actually.
It's kind of like a cop out. They're just like copping out of actually picking a side.
Right.
Electric outfire, thank you.
Right, exactly. And that's just the thing. I've normally always been one that's never really chosen a side.
Mm-hmm.
But these last 3 elections, I will never, ever side with fascism. I definitely have more left-leaning views, but I don't worship politicians. I've never put a bumper sticker of any politician on any of my cars. I've never bought merch for that. I personally just, it just kind of makes me kind of side-eye whenever I see, merch with, a politician's face on it, like they're a freaking, they're
a celebrity. Yeah.
Yeah, celebrity or an athlete. The only one I didn't do that for was Obama, because that's a piece of merch that is of a historic moment for that community and everything. So that's one of the things where I'm like, you know what, that one is a pass, because again, it was a historic.
It was historic, yeah.
It was a historic day, and we almost had that for Harris. So,
imagine how much more wonderful our lives would be.
Right, I'd actually be able to possibly own a house.
Right.
One of these days, or at least get close to that. But I'm just doing what I can. I'm actually going to be. I'm gonna get things set up when my ADHD stops procrastinating.
Oh, I have ADHD and I'm the queen of procrastination. So.
Right. So you get exactly.
Oh, I do it 100,000% understand.
Right, and I want to get to where I can actually, get a gaming setup and start Twitch gaming and make some extra money for that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to donate a majority of that money that I actually make and start doing it for charities like the Trevor Project and all of that.
Yeah.
That help towards marginalized communities, because I'm usually at work, so I can't really get a lot of time to actually go out and protest. When I can, that and the fact that I don't know how to actually look for them and set it up without there's always going to be, my paranoia is there's probably some kind of scam out there that's just kind of trapping people to think this is a protest, and I'm going to end up in some hot water.
Well, this is how I'm meeting the moment is by real quick, Lynette, thank you for the $10 Cash App. We love you for everything you do. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I do my own, this is my advocacy. This is this is what I'm doing for democracy. I still have young kids and they're on the spectrum and stuff like that. I can't just drag them to protests and stuff. It's not safe because Trump supporters are crazy.
And the fact that, especially with you living down in Florida, which
right. Yeah. So this is my advocacy. This is what I do. I've done postcards, wrote postcards. I do what I can from here. But this is what I'm doing. So.
Right. I'm actually glad that one of the few politicians that I don't have to worry about calling and making sure, hey, you guys need to get your what together, is I'm at least thankful that the representative of my city is a very stand-up guy who is continuing to fight. That is Representative Justin Jones. I love that.
I have Maxwell Frost. He's my rep.
Yep.
I love Maxwell Frost. So.
But it's just kind of weird, because I grew up in an age when there were literal shows on Comedy Central making fun of George Bush.
Yep.
Because at that moment, it was this has got to be the dumbest and worst president ever. If I could take a time machine, I'd go back to my younger self and go, it gets worse.
It gets so much worse.
See, that's the thing that I do not get about MAGA people. And I'll land my plane with this last one, and is at me at this time, but they always say TV shows don't do this towards this politician or that politician. They only do it for Trump. It's he gives them ammo and he gives a reaction, and he gives them a reaction out of it. Because the difference with Trump than it was with Obama and George Bush, they actually didn't give a damn, and also they had a sense of humor.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's what people are like. Trump supporters ask me like, "What if Trump wins? What if Trump wins?" Back before the election, what if he wins? What are you gonna be doing on TikTok? I'm like, I get 4 years of free content, buddy.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is like.
I mean, it's not going to affect me. I'm still going to talk. I mean, no matter who wins, even if Kamala would have won, we would still be here talking because we would still be talking about policy and about what's happening, and we would still be talking to Trump supporters, and we still would be doing this just in a different way. So it's like, it's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
He gives everybody plenty of material.
Right. I think the only other kind of debate that I'd ever had with somebody when it comes to the whole thing with politics, as a friend of mine he's not MAGA, but he's one of these hardcore, middle path people, but he's turned into one of these Phil Bro, debate bro type dudes who he tries to see the deep message in everything, but the problem is he's searching so deep that he forgets what's right in front of him.
Yeah.
We've had argument
Okay, I only have like 4 minutes left, and I still have a box full of people. I'm so sorry. If you could just wrap it up for me.
I'll actually just cut it off there.
I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be an ass. I hate when I have to do that, but I literally have like 3 minutes left. So
it's not a problem. It's perfectly fine. Go ahead and drop me.
I'm sorry. And I hope you still love me.
Oh, of course I do. Of course I do. I love all of y'all.
Okay.
Y'all take care.
Cannonball! Boom!
This is gonna be new.
Cannonball! That was better than the Wii. Oops, I accidentally just hit somebody. Oh, okay, Boxer Mom. Okay. Hi. No, it's okay. It's okay. If you can make it somewhat quick.
Yeah, I'll try.
Okay.
Okay. I'll read it really fast, okay?
Okay.
All right. It's called. Sorry. Stupid thing. My iPad's going crazy on me, Dion, but just a second.
It's okay. It's not that big. It's not that big of a rush. Don't freak out. It's okay.
Okay.
It's okay.
It's called If They Torch the Rules, We Build a New Future. They didn't lose the rule book. They set it on fire, then smiled, and asked why we're still trying to play fair. They don't want balance. They want obedience. They don't want truth. They want silence. They bend the law, gut the courts, redraw the map in blood and meat, and call it democracy. They call power patriotism, corruption, strategy, and cruelty just policy differences. But let's name it right. This is not about politics. This is sabotage and corruption. And while we waited in line, they moved the finish line. While we organized, they gerrymandered. While we believed, they broke the very system we believed in. And now they want us quiet, exhausted, and hopeless. But here's what they don't get. We're not here to break a just fight with rage. We fight with fire that heals, truth that roars, unity that terrifies those who profit from our division. We don't beg tyrants for mercy. We don't shrink from the comforts of cowards. We don't match their hate. We outgrow it. And when they scream into chaos, we speak with clarity. When they weaponize fear, we organize hope. So no, we will not stand down. We will not play nice while they rewrite the rules and call the ashes freedom. We are louder, stronger, more united than ever feared. We are writing a new future in ink, in balance, and action, a future that cannot be rigged, gagged, or sold to the highest bidder. They burn the old rules, and then they're going to watch us write the next chapter with truth too loud to silence. And this time, we'll all have a pen.
Ooh,
That was that.
That was good.
Okay.
I like that.
Alright. Thanks for letting me come up and about. I'll save it for another day, but the plan was also pretty good.
I've just gotten to the point I don't expect anything.
I know they're all perfection, so.
Oh, thank you. Real quick now, you remember back in the day where the
playbook, or Stitch and them set the playbook up for Texas to get in the first half. Y'all thought we were running a whole different playbook. You remember that?
God, that's been so long ago.
Well, this was written in that on our tree.
I liked it.
Huh? No, I'm good, thank you.
That's okay. Thank you for sharing your talent with us. They're always so spot on, and they're always so incredible.
Thank you. But maybe that's what we ought to do. Yeah, that's a good thought, isn't it? We ought to do that to the Republicans, you know what I mean?
Switch up the playbook.
Oh my God. Okay, we gotta talk about that later. Think about it. Kick me out of here, Diana.
Okay. Thank you so much, hon. Appreciate you.
Right, that should wrap it.
That's it for today, folks. Sorry for those that didn't get up. I really do apologize. But thank you guys for being here today. Thank you for the taps. Oh, okay. I will make my exit a little bit longer if you guys would power those hearts real quick and get to 200,000 quick. We are so close to 200,000. Everybody get those fingers flying, and I'll make my exit a little bit slower so we can get up there. But I do want to thank everybody for your likes, your contributions, the gifts, the cash apps, the Venmos, but more importantly, just thank you guys for being here every single day. I couldn't do this every single day without you. I appreciate you so much. I'm humbled. 200,000. I am humbled by the love, and I appreciate each and every one of you. And Val, thank you for being with me here today. And I will see you guys tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern. See you tomorrow. Okay, my TikTok friends, or no, my not TikTok, my YouTube friends and my Twitch friends. All right. Thank you guys for being here today, too. I really appreciate you guys being here. I will see you guys tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern also. I'll see you guys tomorrow.